right. So once again, I'm live coming in. Checking things out. Second night in a row. We had a lot of Psyops yesterday and today. Killing the Mississippi, so forth and the like. Easter egg hunt. And other things. Now, if you go look into that, then they had the thing with the guy Shapiro yesterday. Claim it was arson or something that wrecked his house or whatever, right? I said that doesn't make a lot of sense. But he said that a lot of things going on with this situation. So it was arson, so they say so.
Headlines with new details about the man accused of setting fire to the Pennsylvania governor's mansion on Sunday. 38-year-old Cody Balmer has been charged with arson, attempted homicide, and terrorism. Court documents say he jumped over a fence to gain entry, used handmade Molotov cocktails to set the mansion on fire, and planned to beat Governor Josh Shapiro with a hammer if he ever found him. Shapiro and his family were safely evacuated. No one was injured. Authorities have not stated a motive for the attack. Shapiro said he and his family celebrated the Jewish holiday of Passover just hours before in the same room that was set ablaze. Unsealed federal court documents reveal that a Wisconsin teenager arrested last month for killing his parents did so to take their money and carry out a plot to assassinate President Trump. The documents further said the suspect identified with a satanic neo-Nazi terror network. He wrote a 3-page anti-Semitic manifesto that praised Adolf Hitler. He bought a drone and explosives, which authorities allege he planned to use in an attack. The teen shared that plan with others, including a Russian speaker, and intended to flee to Ukraine. The FAA says the tour company whose sightseeing helicopter crashed into the Hudson River in New York City last week is shutting down effective immediately. The chopper from New York Helicopter Tours broke apart in midair, killing a family of 5 Spanish tourists and the pilot. The FAA also said it would review the tour company's operating license.
What's up, man?
Peace.
What's going on? Looking at this thing with
maintain.
Yeah, tell me this arson thing. Then they had that Mississippi shooting yesterday.
A Mississippi shooting?
Yeah. Easter egg hunt.
Dang.
I think it was in I think it was in Mississippi.
Bruschetta. What's bruschetta? Bruschetta sauce. You ever had that before?
No, but I know what it is.
What is it?
I think it's something they put on salad. I think it might be cheese, actually.
Hey, Google. What is bruschetta sauce?
Here it is right here. And look for it.
Court, Mississippi charged a man with murder after they say he shot and killed a church deacon during an Easter egg hunt. Police say 24-year-old Tyron Gable was arguing with his child's mother over custody. They say he opened fire and hit two people who were trying to de-escalate the fight. The deacon, Eddie Shedd, died at the scene. Gable was also wounded and taken to the hospital. He's being held without bond.
Yeah, so that's that. That happened in Mississippi. Guess a man shot somebody or something. Shot a deacon, matter of fact.
You shot a deacon. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep, shot a deacon.
Dang.
So let me play this because I didn't talk about this last night.
Senate Bill 942 could change when you pay child support, and it could be sooner than you think. The bill requires a child's father to pay retroactive child support starting from the baby's conception date. It's a controversial topic that father and business owner Michael Ball feels passionate about.
I feel like she's carrying the baby. He's responsible for the baby. Doctor's appointments, all that comes into play. Both parties should be held accountable to bring that child into the world.
Members of the Texas Senate passed the bill on Wednesday with a vote of 27-4. This bill is making sure both parents play a role in supporting the child before birth and covering medical care expenses, which can be expensive. Attorney Anthony Robles at Robles Family Law Firm has been practicing law for 18 years and deals with child support cases daily. He says child support is a lifeline that parents need to take care of their children.
The obligation to support a kid doesn't start when the baby's born. The mother incurs extra expenses when she's bearing your child, when she's creating your child. It's going to help you in multiple other ways. One, the amount you'll owe for back child support, it's going to be less because you've already paid some of it. Two, you're probably going to have a better relationship with the other parent.
But is the system really fair?
With child support, at least in the state of Texas, is it only looks at one parent's income. It looks at the income of the parent who's going to be paying child support and the resources that parent should provide for the kid. It does not take into account the resources that the person who's going to have custody has the child.
The bill will now move forward to the House. Reporting in Odessa, Sanji Milburn, News.
All right. So what do you think about that, man? You know about child support. Is it fair? Unfair? Is it?
I get the concept, but bruh, now hold on. They say back to conception day. Now this is what I'm trying to understand. So you start paying child support when?
Back to the conception date.
Then that depends on when she initially files. Obviously, because there has to be a child support filing for this to even be in the child support system for her to get retro. Now this is a trick. These, let me say, I ain't gonna say the women. I'm just say the custodial parent, whoever filed the child support. Now, see, because I got a thing now. So what if custody battle, right? What if the father go to court and becomes a custodial, and the child is like 7 years old or 4 years old, right? Then does that, and now that's a current child support order out for the mother, which is the non-custodial parent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that they still go back to conception date?
You're right.
I wonder if they saying that there could be this. So does this mean that there's no statute of limitation on how far back it can go? Is this what they open it up to?
That's a very good question
because in some states, like you said, they can only go back 2 years prior to the initial filing of the child support order. Texas, they can go back as far as 4 years. You feel me? Correct.
Shit.
Like prior to the filing date. So now they're saying they can do. So that means that there's no limitation. So that means if the child is 7, 8 years old, I mean they can go all the way back, like I said, to the conception date. There ain't no limitation date. As long as they under the age of 18. Or whatever the age limit is in that particular state, probably. Well, no, that's Texas. I'm sure. I gotta look it up in Texas.
But that lets you know that there's a lot of things going on in there, ain't it, man?
If they worried about some retroactive child support, bro, like all the stuff that's going on, this is what they spend their time on. Yeah, obviously. Like I said, either it's going to bring families together, probably not, or that culture is going to go to motherfucking, when they go to the moon. Huh?
You're right. You know, to me, child support, like you say, it's a debt. No, it's not a debt. It's how you call it?
Look.
You say it's who is getting the money off it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what you got to wonder, who's getting the money off it. Is it the courts? Because the parent might not be getting them $150.
Right.
Who getting the money? That's what you need to ask. So in Texas, right here, since we still
more growing concern this spring about the measles outbreak. Right now, there are a total of 541 cases in Texas. This is an increase of the 36 cases since the last report on Tuesday. Officials say most of those are non-vaccinated children. This is according to the Department of State Health Services. The amount of cases are expected to increase. 2 children have died. In Harris County, there are 4 confirmed cases, 1 in Fort Bend County. These cases are not associated with the outbreak in West Texas. The next update is set for.
All right. Now they got a new vaccine they just passed out last week. Forgot the name of the damn vaccine because I gotta show it to you. What's the name of this damn vaccine? They just had another vaccine. They just gave it out last week. A new vaccine, Shaq.
Yeah, I bet.
I just had.
Oh, I talked to Wes the other day, man.
Who?
I talked to Wes. Is he in the chat? I sent you the link.
Nah, I ain't seen him.
Probably got to send to his phone. I don't know if he checked his Facebook message like that. Yeah, all right, Carl. So let me call Wes, man.
It's the name of this damn vaccine, man. I'm trying to think of the name of this damn thing, man. I just saw it, but they just put it on the market the other day, or approved. They say people doing different. Oh yeah, Gail King and them went into space this morning too.
Huh?
Yeah, they went into space this morning. So they say. I think her and a bunch of other women. What's this? Her, Gail King. I think it's a Katy Perry. Yeah, so yeah, Katy Perry was another one. About 5 people went on this day going more than 5 actually went on this thing. I said, damn.
Katy Perry.
So I was like, man. When I happened to see that, I said, well, damn. I said, I don't know why they did that, but they let me know that they got a lot of stuff going on too. I'm like, why they keep on? They really is trying to get people to think about this space thing. So they must want you to go in space for something. Okay. Oh shit. Yep. So let me go to something you talked about last night. You were talking about this yesterday.
I'm standing at the former site of the town of Times Beach outside of St. Louis, Missouri.
Why that down so daggone low? I ain't taking no volume down. Tell you what. I ain't turning the volume down, so I don't know why it's doing that, but it's about dioxin poisoning.
Dioxin poisoning, yeah.
Industrial accidents,
ancient
solving
poisoners,
crime,
poison
chemical
prevention.
spills. This is toxic history.
Dr. Paul Hein is an emergency medicine physician born and working in San Diego, California. And with that, the mic is yours, Dr. Hein.
Thank you, Dr. Blumenberg, for the introduction. Today, we're going to talk about dioxin and the poisoning of Viktor Yushchenko. A quick disclaimer before we begin. Today's topic has an obvious connection to modern events to which I want to be sensitive. Multiple sources on this topic abound from multiple countries, languages, and perspectives. Some of them do conflict, and everything I say should be considered hearsay until proven otherwise. My only hard stance is that humans being poisoned is generally a bad thing. I would preemptively apologize for any mispronunciations. Our story starts in September of 2004, and things are looking up for Viktor Yushchenko. He started out his career in government running the National Bank of Ukraine, implementing its first currency and successfully defending against a hyperinflation crisis. In 1999, President Leonid Kuchma nominated him to become prime minister, only for Yushchenko to overtake him in popularity and begin a run for the presidency by 2004, with strong support and a predicted victory. On September 5th, 2004, Viktor Yushchenko attends a dinner with his campaign manager, David Zvania, declining to bring security staff and arriving several hours late. This meeting was with the leadership of Ukraine Security Service, the SBU. This included Director Igor Shmenchko and Deputy Director and host of the evening, Vladimir Satsyuk. Reportedly with Satsyuk's 2 assistants, depending on which source you read. The topic of the evening was on the stance of the security service in the upcoming election, as well as on recent death threats against Satsyuk's personal chef made the meal. The 4 men drank beer, ate boiled crayfish from a communal bowl, and a salad. This was followed by vodka, meats, and cognacs. Depending on where you read, the dinner menu was possibly twice as large with fermented horse.
Basically, just telling you about the history of the oxens, but I was just letting you know that the oxen, like you said, is a real thing, and
Right.
and it's for to your health.
But pull up if you get a chance. Pull up, because that's where we got it from. We got it from the stuff that was in the this orange stuff. What do they call it?
Agent Orange.
Agent Orange. Yeah, this is one of the components that was in the Agent chemicals that was in Agent Orange. Dioxins. Yeah, I think we'll see in the chat.
I know. That's all right. Here we go. This is the news that they brought up this morning.
Get on over. I am so
Floating.
I
can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
I'm so proud of you. And I know that I speak for the collective because you have been so honest. You've been so vulnerable. And I spoke to your best friend prior to you taking off. And I asked her why it was so important for you to do this. And she said, she said, so she didn't have to hear you say, I wish I would have done that.
So true.
But now, Gail King, you are officially an astronaut. How do you feel?
I still can't accept that word, but I will say I can't even believe what I saw. When somebody calls this a ride, this was not ride. What happened to us was not a ride. This was a bona fide freaking flight. And our instructor, we were so well prepared. So every noise we heard,
straight fraud, bro.
We knew. But the flight instructor said that I am her best success story. Why? Because she's never had somebody go through the course who's terrified of flying. Everybody who's gone through the course is somebody that it's been a lifelong dream. They wanted to do it. So she said, I'm her best success story. I'm so proud of me right now. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
I was just going to say, prior to the launch, you said that you would be so proud of yourself if you went through with this. Yeah. And you did. What was the best part, Gail?
It's oddly quiet when you get up there. It's really quiet and peaceful. And you look down at the planet and you think, that's where we came from. And to me, it's such a reminder about how we need to do better, be better. Do better, be better human beings.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, it's so nasty and so vitriolic nowadays. And I mean, if everybody could experience that peace.
Who the hell was she dressing that to?
Huh?
Who was she dressing that to? Because last time I checked, a lot of her friends with a lot of money that we know, first letter start with a J, last letter was an S. Last time I ain't never asked her to call them out. So who the hell she talking about to do better? Who the hell she talking about to do better? She didn't call them out. She ain't did no special with them and asking them why they, you know what I'm saying, why they ripping off the boys.
Drop point, girl.
Goddamn joke, man.
Hey.
They should have been ripping off the boys.
Hey.
Hmm?
She don't care. She an astronaut.
Yeah.
Peace that we had up there, and the kindness and what it takes to do what we did, all the people that it took to get us up there and get us back safely, I'll never, ever, ever forget. And when we were up there, have you talked to Katie yet?
I have not.
Okay. When we were up there, after zero G is very, very difficult. You know, all the training about this is how you get in the chair and this. I look like a friggin' moose getting in the chair. It was like, just let me get in the chair. Let me get the seatbelt on. But, you know, we had a very do this.
How would you describe it?
it's very difficult because you're floating. But the best part was when we got back in our seats after 0 G's, Katie sang "What a Wonderful World."
She did.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, come on.
She sang "What a Wonderful World." I see
Did you just all
dreams.
start
Oh
crying?
yes.
Oh,
Because we've
We
been
already know
asking
why
her to
you
sing all the
saying
time.
that, BS.
We've been asking her to sing all the time, and she would.
Because I'm playing it because you always told me that you wanted to see a woman go into space, and now you heard about it.
Damn. Hey, every time I go to sleep, I see
Hey,
a woman
look.
go into space. When I close my eye.
And guess what? Here go my thing. Somehow they got back on the same day.
Come on, man. Robert.
Hey,
Look, I thought we was all past this fairy tale weird science project shit today. Like, come
no.
on, man. Shooting women into outer space now. Come on, man.
Well, I told you about the news of the day since y'all were talking about it yesterday.
We're up.
Carmelo, do you have anything that you'd like to Why were you armed? Carmelo, why were you armed at school? Explain your self-defense. How is this self-defense?
Excuse me.
No, you like to say?
I had to browse.
Yep. So I think they said this guy was released from jail today and the bond was lowered. That's what happened today with Miss Lane.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this happened today. What's your thoughts, man? I mean, I know you were telling me about it yesterday.
Well, I told you they're gonna lower it. It should be lower. First of all, like you said, it's a lot.
You did too.
A lot to go along with that because, as per a lot of these media pundits and people on social media, jump to conclusions and don't let all the factors. They jump to one fact. They don't let all the factors come out. Now, how people already have the story before he was even booked and allegedly. They when they do this shit, listen to Dick Gregory. They do stuff and they jump the gun, mess themselves up. You know what I mean? First of all, why is y'all going around calling this man a murderer and a killer when the official report hadn't even been out? That's number one. All these media pundits jumping, and they had already had the script to tell you that this man was a murderer and killer, and the ME report hadn't even came out yet. Police report hadn't even came out yet.
You right.
So they already was calling him a murderer. Oh, he stabbed him. He's already calling him a murderer. He's a murderer. It's a brutal murderer. This is a brutal crime. Well, we just had to sit back and see all the information come out. But I'm willing to bet that this don't go to trial. I'm willing to bet that somehow these lawyers and stuff, because like you said, you mentioned the other day that the other two, the melanated black male and female lawyers, you said they stepped down from this case. Now he has a white lawyer, correct?
Yep.
Okay. The heat must have got on too hot for them.
Yep.
But
They
I mean, it's a lot of details that come out now. People talking about the father and doing the background check on the father and the mother and the family and stuff. You know, and some information that was, you know, some people pulled up some previous criminal history records of the father, Metcalf's father, and you know, some stuff came out. They pulled up some stuff that was allegedly was, you know, some alleged SA sexual assault stuff back in 2011, but you know.
You said, yeah. Notice the word alleged.
Alleged. That's why I say alleged, because I don't know. Somebody could have created that and put it online. You know what I mean? People are very tricky with this digital stuff and this cyber stuff. You know?
Yep. They are very tricky, as you said. I think it's I think it's very, very tricky, but I also think it's kind of crazy because I think a lot of people are gonna jump to conclusions on this, but I don't think they're gonna like the conclusion. Let's put it like that. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna put it like that, T, in a nice way, because they know this case, like you said, either might not go to trial, or if it go to trial, I'm just trying to find out who can get the money. Okay. So I've been looking at that.
Get what money?
Hey, look.
The donation money?
Yeah,
you said donation
I'm trying to
money?
find out who's gonna get the money.
Well, with that donation shit, that is 60-40? Or that's something different?
No, I'm saying, like, I told you they had like a thing with what's the boy name? Howard. I mean, I was kind of like like a BLM type over the NGAN. So I don't know if they run a donation game, but I'm just trying to say this thing has become a firestorm over the last couple of days. So we're gonna see what more, how far they're gonna take this thing. Because you got, like you said, you got podcasts trying to make content off it, and you got pundits trying to make on both sides of the aisle. That's what I was saying. So somebody is trying to cause some discontent, as I would say, on both sides of the aisle on it. Okay, this they won't let me pull up the story. It's art. Lawyers are getting out this company called Artist Therapeutics. This company just got a fast track designation for the STAR mRNA vaccine for H5N1. Yep, they got approval last week. Pull it up. Yeah, they call it STAR mRNA technology. All right, that's what it's called.
Money can buy a lot of things, right? But money cannot buy innovation.
Whoa, he said money can buy innovation. Is that what he said?
You can't just go up to someone and say, give me a great idea. They got to be inspired. Back in 2013, was feeling entrepreneurial. I found someone to do it with me, Dr. Pad Chivakula. I had $10,000 and Pad put in 5,000. We needed to discover something, and or else we'd be out of business fairly quickly.
People are always questioning what's new about your technology. We had an idea. We had a business plan.
We started to write these down. It was just back of napkins kind of stuff, right? We wanted to design a lipid called nanospheres or nanoparticles that successfully delivered the RNA inside the cell. It was the best data we've ever seen in our entire career.
In 2013, mRNA was a dream.
The date of that document is March 13th, 2013. Our first day at work was March 4th. So this is 9 days after, but this was the foundational idea for the technology that set up Arcturus.
Life is just most basic form, just the flow of information, your DNA being transferred into RNA and then being transformed into your proteins, the building blocks of life.
Our mRNA circumvents the blueprint that was given from your mom and dad so that you can make the right protein.
So where do you take a new technology into? Well, rare diseases.
OTC deficiency is a deficiency of the enzyme called ornithine transcarbamylase.
They tell us that our body has a deficiency and that I'm the carrier, and I passed it to my son.
One of the first things that they're developing as the ammonia level goes up is brain swelling.
Bain's doctor sat us down and just said it doesn't look good.
Our other program is a cystic fibrosis program at Arcturus. I was hoping to see something really transformational that would really get at the root cause of cystic fibrosis and fix it.
The solution is clear, and that is you inhale a messenger RNA.
The ultimate goal is to be able to treat young children before they develop the chronic changes of lung disease and be able to prevent.
Well, I'm just pointing this out. This is the company that just got a new FDA approval for the STAR mRNA shot, or whatever you want to call it. So.
Damn. What up, Mel? That's
What's
crazy.
going on?
Pull up to the block. Pull up to the block.
I just thought that was just very interesting. But that was talked about on talking about possibly sending some American citizens to El Salvador.
Yeah, but wow. See, my thing is this is sick, and you know these billionaires greed and their You know what I'm saying? Just lack of humanity and just morale. That just goes to show right there, man. These motherfuckers are sick and they out of this shit is out of control. That greed is that bad to the point where y'all pushing profit margins that much with this privatized prison to where you making it, you know what I'm saying, in other countries, and you sending American people to other countries. That shit is a sick greed, bro. Ray Sean, what's going on? What's going on, chat? But that's wild, man.
We had some women go up in space today.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a boy out there in
did they really go to space?
A football player.
Mm.
Nah, they ain't go no damn.
That's what I'm saying. These people with the space stuff, with outer space, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude. Excuse me, but see, I get it though, because you know they could push any kind of psyop or any kind of hoax or any kind of operation, any kind of form of programming on you when they're telling you stuff like that you kind of should already kind of know, you know what I'm saying, just by, you know what I'm saying, a basic science that it doesn't exist or it can't possibly exist the way that they push it. You see what I'm saying? These people, the same people, they don't even know their own history, and they don't even know they push slavery, but they don't push slavery on themselves, and they're the real slaves. You see what I'm saying? They was the ones that was in captive. They don't say nothing about that, but they push slavery and all this stuff on you, though, on the opposite of everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Globalization, colonialism. You see what I'm saying? That's all what all these people about. I mean, it's by now it's in the nature. If you don't know and see that's in the nature by now and right now, then I don't know what to tell you. Natural for these people to be like that.
Well, speaking of that, I was out today and I saw a thing. They got a sign outside of the gym talking about foster care or something. So obviously foster parent is on the rise. Obviously they got signs outside talking about it. But Dawson sent me this last night about former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries has been declared mentally unfit to stand trial on charges related to an alleged international sex trafficking operation, according to a court filing made on the 80-year-old was arrested and charged with organizing sex party where male models were reportedly encouraged and sex that paid for sex and power with drugs. His attorney, Brian Bieber, revealed that multiple medical evaluations over recent months have concluded that Jeffries is suffering severe dementia, including Alzheimer's disease and other cognitive impairments. Basically, whatever he did, he ain't going to jail. That's basically what I'm telling you.
Then people use all types of excuses. You know what I'm saying? Then how come for Puffy's 55? You know what I'm saying? That's technically a senior citizen. How come you can't use any of those ridiculous excuses like that? You know what I mean? See, we got it. You know what I mean?
Of course, man.
It's like, oh, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But see, and the thing is, this dude, I guess it's not a big deal, I guess, because he was doing it to other men or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? See, and that's another thing. You see, there's a couple different kind of angles that we can go with this one. You see what I'm saying? Since it's not female victims or something, I don't know. Maybe it's not supposed to be that significant. You know what I'm saying? But whatever happened to look like what the thing with Harvey Weinstein? Look what he was doing. I mean, this was a producer actually coming on and doing this to people we something that they moved that was working for him. It's interesting. You see what I'm saying? These people are sharks, man. These people are just, you know what I'm saying? These people are doggy dog. You see what I'm saying? These people, you see what I'm saying? But see, I know this dude knows Epstein. Why is there no connection with him? Why is nobody linking? They linking all these politicians, which they should. This dude got a connection with Epstein too. I already know he does. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, the thing is, it's selective. Everything's selective when they feel like it. You see what I'm saying? Everything is pick and choose. They got it so psychologically, you see what I'm saying, manipulated to the point where we pick and choose like the narratives. We go off our form of thinking is like the news is how the news picks and chooses their narrative. You see what I'm saying? And how they report their biased stories. You see what I'm saying? with their holes in it. Like, it's crazy.
You're right. Well, this was a story I saw yesterday. And it's mighty funny. This guy is a football player that played for LSU. Probably gonna be a first round pick, possibly, but he's gonna be drafted. And they said this guy died in Houston out of a police chase. I thought it was very weird.
Former LSU wide receiver Kyron Lacy has died at the age of 24 in Houston. The Harris County Sheriff's Office says Lacy was found dead in his car after a police chase, and deputies say he shot himself. Good evening, I'm Jacob Bradford. The Sheriff's Office in Texas also says that Lacy was arguing with a family member before that shooting into the ground and fleeing late last night. Now, he was expected to be in court tomorrow in Lafourche Parish after he was accused of being in a hit-and-run crash in December that left a 78-year-old man dead in Chak Bay. Shortly before midnight, a constable spotted Lacy driving and attempted a traffic stop. That's when deputies say he took off. Now, that pursuit lasted several miles before ending in a crash. That's when officers say that they noted that Lacy had suffered what they say was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, Lacy's father, Kenny Lacy, posted on Facebook saying, quote, "Mental health is real, and for the most part, it's invisible. Don't ignore the signs, even if they may seem small. Our lives have changed forever, and this will never be okay. But God needed my baby more than he was needed here." Now, we spoke with one of the men that knew Kyron Lacy the best, his high school football coach from Thibodeau High School. He says Kyron was a fun-loving kid that he loved to coach.
During Kyron Lacy's high school football career, he was ranked one of the best wide receivers in the country, earning all district honors in 2019. And when he graduated from Thibodeau High School, he had multiple universities wanting him to come play on their team.
When you coach these kids, you spend more time with them than you do with your actual family, and they become your kids. They become your family.
Chris Dugas was Lacy's high school football coach. He says they stayed in touch after he graduated in 2020.
We'd message every now and then after games, and I'd send him a message, great game, great job, love you, coach, love you, Kyron, the whole thing. We kept in touch through that. We keep in touch for holidays and message each other, but super proud.
Dugas says he was close to members of Lacy's family when he himself was growing up. After hearing of Kyron's death, Coach Dugas says he was caught off guard by the news.
I mean, it's just a shock to all of us, definitely prayers out there to the family, he had so many friends and, people that he had touch with through, not just through football, but through other experiences. So it's just a tough day for the entire community in Thibodeau.
Coach Dugas says anytime he saw Kyron, he was always in a great mood, and that made an impact on his team.
He was the type of kid that walked in the locker room with a smile on his face. I've seen him not laughing or joking around and just having a good time at what he did. He was real fun-loving, a real good spirit, and it wore off on his teammates.
Let me say something about this, man. I ain't saying this couldn't happen, but he's saying this guy got a speeding ticket. He was running at the police were running after him, right? Why he had to kill himself? I tell you, this man about to be drafted in the NFL. This shit don't even add up in a daggone. This like some wacko shit to me.
Wacko Jacko.
Did they kill him? And they say it's a suicide? I'm just asking.
Wacko Jacko.
They say he chased this man around. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
What's going on, my good brother?
Yo, salute Dawson in the building.
Oh no, shit. Trying to listen to this thing about this guy, this football player. Somebody told me about it. I said, yeah, I know about LSU football. The guy telling me today, who? I said, that just don't sound hit right.
Yeah, I sent that picture to y'all. I don't know what happened, but I'm glad you're playing the video.
Whoa, it's light out here?
You talking about the Abercrombie? See, this is the thing. Are you talking about this or the Abercrombie? See.
No, I sent that one, both of them to y'all. The Abercrombie and French guy and this story with this young man. I just sent the picture. I didn't know what happened to him. I saw it on on Facebook. Somebody posted.
Yeah, he played for LSU. I know he. I seen him play before. Yeah, he played for
Oh,
LSU.
okay.
Yeah, he played for LSU. Matter of fact, last year. Yeah, they saying that he killed himself. You know, in a police chase. They say they chased him and he committed suicide. I'm like, okay.
Damn.
Okay. All right. Doing
What
that
kind of car
now?
was it?
Okay.
What kind of vehicle was it?
That's a good question.
They ain't tell you what kind of vehicle it was?
No, was it a Hellcat?
That could have been a Phantom.
Well, they're saying depression real and all that. So
So he had an accident.
No, they saying
Crash.
him and they found him dead. He shot. I think they say he shot himself in the head.
All right. Okay.
Let me see what else they tell me. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna get you.
You know, it brought the best out in them too. Just a good punch to hear that he's just going too soon.
And Lacey was very popular amongst his teammates at LSU, so they're feeling the pain of this loss as well. Juan Kincaid joins us with what they're saying about his passing. Juan?
Yeah, Jacob, on the football field, a lot was expected from Kyron Lacey after he left LSU. The pros were calling, and he was expected to hear his name early in this month's NFL draft. And on the field is probably what those that supported Lacey the most would like to remember the most as they mourn his loss tonight. As soon as word broke that Lacey had died, a number of former teammates jumped onto social media to give their thoughts and prayers, like former Tiger teammate Jaden Daniels, the quarterback, who posted this on his Instagram story saying, "Last college touchdown was to you. We're going to hold it down for you. You're going to live your dreams through us. And you always brought that energy and positivity no matter what, a real one." And this from LSU this afternoon. We're saddened to learn of the tragic passing of former LSU football student athlete Kyron Lacey. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family and loved ones, as well as his former teammates and coaches' impact, all before transferring to LSU in 2022. He would finish his 3-year Tiger career with close to 1,700 yards receiving and 16 touchdowns. Jacob?
All right, Juan, thank you. Well, Lacey's attorney also released a statement over his client's death and pending hit-and-run case.
Lacey's attorney?
Quote, Kyron was scheduled to have his matter heard before a grand jury tomorrow, wherein we were very confident the evidence, after being fully collected and reviewed, would lead to a declination of charges. In December, investigators in Lafourche Parish say Lacey was allegedly driving recklessly on a 2-lane highway, causing a crash that killed 78-year-old Marine veteran Herman Hall. Hall's wife was also injured in that crash. Police say Lacey drove off, which prompted an arrest warrant. He would turn himself in days later. And if you or someone you know...
Now, it's say you're going to court soon. Today. I don't know about this committing suicide thing. I mean, maybe, but you could have been done this. I just asking the question.
Didn't they just say that the two twins committed suicide? What's up with all this suicide?
He obviously was out because he probably was still obviously at the combine.
What's up with all this suicide? The black men committed suicide, they're saying all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? What's this all about? You see what I'm saying?
Say black men depressed, man.
Something's not. It's just like,
No, you
know.
They say black men depressed. That's what they're saying, man. Black men depressed right now, man.
Depressed or
They telling
oppressed?
me, man. Probably both.
I like that one. Damn.
Both, but you know, I mean, hey, what? I just saying that they said the main that get us up now. You know, you asked a good question. Suicide, since you brought it up, Frank, let's just check the rates. Since you brought it up, suicide in black men. Let's see. Just to, here we go. Something right here.
In today's tech trends, a new study aims to reduce soaring suicide rates among African American men. It uses cell phones to assess the stress level of people facing throughout the day and points them to potentially life-saving resources. NBC5's Charlie Wojciechowski has all the details.
Good morning. The rates of suicide among young Black men have risen faster than any other racial group in the past 2 decades, increasing by as much as 60%. What can be done to address the situation?
60%. Damn.
60% of what though?
Right, that's a lot.
Now they be bringing these damn numbers off they butt cracks.
They lying.
60% of what, bro?
Hey Frank, you asked the question, man. You said what about black men killing? They say 60% black men killing themselves. Damn, that's a lot, ain't it?
Well, Dr. Leslie Adams is working on a new study involving handheld devices, cell phones, that could make a huge difference. She joins us this morning. Good morning, doctor.
Hi, thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. Art and I have been very interested in this subject, and one thing we've noticed is that this isn't something that has a lot of attention paid to it. So tell us about your study and how it works.
Yeah, so the purpose of the study is really to understand suicide among young Black men in a better way. So suicide is now the third leading cause of death for Black boys and young men, and that we've seen
third leading cause of death. Damn.
Boy, they lying, boy. They lying.
They lying. So
where they getting this information from? From what?
Exactly.
Where they getting data from?
Exactly.
Or is this a projection? Is they predicting the future? What we doing?
It might be a projection.
Huh?
Yeah, that's a good question, Chef.
They
tell you.
Put us in the face of crime and all that already.
So when you see a lot of brothers coming up talking about they suicide, then they're gonna say that's off of them projections. But it ain't gonna be no suicide. We know what it's gonna be.
You know what's funny though, right now? You know they've been saying a lot of people been applying, going to the interviews and not missing or dead or whatever. They say, like
I saw that. We're on Indeed, huh? My cousin sent me that. Wow.
Say it again.
Yeah, so listen. You know, Indeed, like a job thing, Indeed or something. They got a website where people they say been applying for the job, going to the interview and not coming back, missing.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that's just interesting. But so I'm not saying these young men.
But what kind of jobs are these jobs? Don't they have that data on what kind of jobs?
I'm gonna play it.
You gotta have a focus area.
I'm gonna play it next because that's an interesting topic. I just wanted to see what these clowns lying about because
that's crazy. Wow.
Increase over the past few decades as these boys move into becoming an adult. So it's a really sensitive time, and we really want to understand what is happening in real time as they navigate their everyday life. So we decided in our project to use something that a lot of people have, which is a smartphone, to understand what's happening to them as they move through the world. We are tracking their stress. We are asking them about their mood and how they're doing over time. And what we hope to understand is, how these stressors and how, different experiences, including racial discrimination for Black men, might influence their mental health on a daily basis.
But if I'm a young Black man, I can grab a cell phone and get help?
Yes, that's possible. We have so many resources with the innovation of technology. There's so many apps that can support our mental well-being and our mental health. And so, our project is really tracking, how they're doing. A lot of people, we
Stop
each other, but your smartphone.
Yo,
Stop right there.
Shit. Yo,
Stop right there.
Go ahead.
5G, they're trying to turn it up to 6G. So we're finna go into another pandemic. Because 5G was the what was the shit Trump enacted? Warp speed.
Warp speed. Yeah.
Yeah. That ushered us into the 5G.
Mm.
The rush order on 5G.
Mm.
So that's when we do another one, a rush order on 6G. Another pandemic coming.
Mm.
Well,
I can see
my
that.
thing with this is, why you gotta use the damn cell phone? They say you use a cell phone to find out. I don't need to use no damn cell phone to find out when I'm stressed out. I need to talk to somebody. The fuck she talking about? They talking kind of crazy.
Hold on. So let's start to think ahead. Because I'm saying this is a projection because I mean, where is they getting this data from? First of all. Number two,
They got out their ass, man.
could the cell phones be causing?
Mm.
You know something? I'm gonna tell you something. Been a lot of weird stories going this month. This is Autism Awareness Month. They another little con job or whatever, right? Now watch this. They've been telling you about a lot of autistic kids get missed. I told you, girl, I know she got a bracelet on the kid's ankle for this month. Now, that way that the kid run off, it got an alert bracelet, to let you know where the kid went to. I said, what they did that? That's something they giving out for Autism Awareness Month. What? Huh? Okay. Now, yeah. But they said something about autistic child. One of them got lost or something and ended up dead. Right. So, yeah. I told you the Autism Awareness Month. My nephew got diagnosed with diabetes and shit. In Autism Awareness Month. Right. Crazy shit, right? So, yeah. Yeah, you got some wild shit going on. But this thing about Murray killing herself and stuff, I'm just saying. Hold on.
And also check in with you. And so we're thinking of using the smartphone to check in with these Black men and say, how are you doing? How can we help? What is going on? And we really have to be, careful and mindful about how we do that. Black men, as we know, with everything, racial injustice and civil unrest, are experiencing a lot of different stressors in their everyday life. So we want to make sure they're safe.
What about Black women?
Okay, are you doing okay? How are you feeling? We want to make sure we get them.
We're gonna get to them too.
Helpful. We connect.
It's Black women stressing us. I don't know, damn.
Doctor, thank you so much. A very important topic and one that
you good. Stay right there. I'm gonna pull it up because actually, I don't heard a lot of Black women talking about killing themselves. So this is actually true. I heard your brothers. First of all, our brother some brothers will tell you, but I know so many women tell you that. I tell you, I had one a couple weeks ago talking about sometimes she thought about committing suicide. Shit. 3 of them in the last 5 years told me that openly.
Damn.
So, actually more than that. Actually, think about it.
I'm trying to understand. I'm still trying to figure out where they collected this data at.
News 3 is following
What's their
through on
process?
National Suicide Prevention Month. I'm Jessica Larche, and increases in suicide have disproportionately affected Black women. That's according to a study published in the American Journal of Psychiatry. So I have gathered a group of Black
women. There. Let's just go ahead and stop that first. Stop it right there. I need to talk to psychiatrists, okay? Let me tell you something. First off, matter of fact, she told me one time to go into a psychology exam. If you ever go into a psychology exam, just go in there. Do it as a study. I would have did it as a study. Bro, these motherfuckers ask you questions you can ask your damn self. I'm just being real with you. Is there something wrong?
Oh, I got it.
Do you not feel? Huh?
I got it. I know where they're getting the data from.
Go ahead.
This is if you ever been to a doctor checkup in any facility, they do those they actually do psych questions now. That's why they were trying to pull the data from. I'm like, well, where are they collecting this data from, bro? They slick. Because now if you go into your medical facility, go see like a primary care doctor, you got to fill out these damn obviously you fill out your background, and your health history and all that stuff. But they also got like a little psychological questions on there, asking these questions. So do you feel safe? You know what I'm saying? How many times a day do you feel sad and stuff like that? You know what I mean? How many times a week do you drink it? You know what I mean? Wow.
Mm.
And somebody taking these surveys, but it ain't black folks. I'll tell you that. Unless niggas just sitting up. Where is they getting the data from? Right?
Good question.
Why they don't tell you where they get the data from?
That's a good question, man.
Well, the question is, why are you asking where they getting data from? Is the question.
Is they getting it from what people watch TV?
Mm.
Do they
The
want to
clicks
tell
on
you?
your.
But I'm gonna tell you what they asked me. I'm gonna tell you what they asked me because I remember going in there. The guy asked me all these questions, right? So he asked me all these fucking questions, right? So I just asked him, out of all these questions you asked me, what do you want to do? He was like, well, what's your issue? I had just, my mom and dad or whatever. But somebody just told me to go in there, check it out. So they told me, just to deal with it. I'm like, well, I told them I'm fine. And they were like, well, it's always good to check because, take a minute. So I went there. So he was like, look, he said sometimes when people have issues like that, life-changing issues, we give, what they call that thing? He wanted to give me a free trial or something. What they call that thing? Antidepressant. That's what they call the thing, right?
What? Hold on. They don't just automatically put you on some. This I'll tell you, bro.
No. But I told him I wasn't depressed. I told him sometimes I think about it, but I wasn't depressed or nothing. So what he said was, and I told him I wouldn't spend money. He was like, I told him I don't spend no money on no damn using no insurance, no prescription, do that. He came and told me, he said, no. He was like, this is what they call a free exam. So with a free exam, we also
you get free medication, huh?
Or the medication.
Mm.
So I was like, so I took that motherfucker, right? Went to the car, went to goddamn what do you call it? One of the dumpsters in the apartment complex, little through that shit, motherfucking trash, and let that shit be. So I'm not taking this shit. But they will give you a free prescription to take this shit called antidepressant.
Them ought to be locked up. They ought to be locked up.
Antidepressant. My mom one time was on Paxil. That shit causes you lose weight and it could cause major. Matter of fact, the antidepressant probably worse than you fucking being depressed.
Mm.
Yeah, but because I was like, he was like, this is a free consultation. So it's a free consultation. He's not gonna charge you for the medicine no way. It's a free trial, free medication. I threw that shit in the trash. Man, fuck you. Man, get the fuck out of my fucking face, man.
Because you hooked on the supply, huh?
Hey, man, I gotta give these
Get you hooked
credit,
on.
man. But I will admit, since we're talking about women, I do know women to personally and just in conversation. They tell you, hey, look, one of them told me she took medication. Matter of fact, I told you one time I was in the damn house and shit, and I just happened to be laying on the bed and shit, woke up in the morning and shit. And I just happened to look on the shelf and I saw a damn bottle and I said, yo, this bro, they tell me all this now. I said, this shit is crazy.
But I thought vitamin D cures that.
She told me she was a crazy bitch.
You hear me, Frank?
Wow. You burnt out. You wild, man.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
So I know how it go, but let me see what these women talking about.
Women from our Hampton Roads community. Mothers or wives.
Now,
We are
now look, this Hampton Roads. Dang, this girl look familiar. Hold on, I'm like, I might know her.
It does look kind of like.
And then we cry in the shower.
2 survived several suicide attempts.
God allowed me to live when I should have been dead.
My God.
Another seriously considered ending her life.
I had surrendered to the idea that this is my path out of here.
They've come together to share how they found light in the darkness. I do have to warn you, they're about to share troubling details of their suicide attempts and considerations. It may be difficult for some to hear, but their stories all have a silver lining.
Because it's hope. And I believe in spreading hope.
Deb Harris was only 17 when trauma from abuse, drug use to ease that pain, and undiagnosed mental illness made suicide seem like a relief.
An 18-wheeler happened to be passing by, and I just jumped in front of it.
And not a scratch on me.
Not a scratch on me. God stopped it.
The mother and former...
Yo! This shit wild! Hold it! Oh, shit. Hey, I'm about to go off deep in my damn self. All right, Shaq, put me in the crazy house, man. I'm about to go to the crazy house now after that one. She wild for that one. Damn, jump from an 18-wheeler? Crazy shit, man. She over.
Former school teacher tried again years later.
And that time was to set myself on fire. It's all over, like 75% of my body. It wasn't until I was introduced to the specialists, the therapists, the counselors, the psychiatrists, and all of those who helped me to heal from within.
Yeah.
I'm so touched and moved by your story.
Myra Smith is a celebrated singer in our community. But success didn't stop depression triggered by sexual abuse, grief, and then rejection after coming out. She survived 3 suicide attempts.
Clearly, God does not want me to go. And He is the author and the finisher of my faith. I got a not today. We're not going to kill ourselves today. Tattooed on my wrist so I can remember every day, no matter how bad it is. Not today. Make it one day at a time.
One moment in time could have been the beginning of the end for April Jett. A lifetime of taunting over her weight came to a head. She was 18.
I just remember going through all the different ways. So I want to slice myself, take a pill. What are the different ways to get out of here? And I woke up
and decided to love herself no matter what.
I could relate to so much of what they both were saying.
These 3 women are survivors of a disturbing trend. While suicide is a leading cause of death across the United States,
now look.
increased
rate. Shaq, on the side, they say the American Journal of Psychiatry. That might be where they're getting their data from. Okay, just putting it out. Right.
Have disproportionately affected Black young women.
One is there's health disparities, right? So we know that stigma still exists related to mental health care.
Dr. Christy Norwood is a licensed psychologist based in Hampton.
The research supports this idea of superwoman syndrome that exists for many Black women, not being able to appear weak by seeking help.
That's where Allen Iverson from, by the way, Michael Vick, them type.
Us as Black women are groomed to lie. We're told, don't tell nobody you're depressed. Don't you give any weight to it. So we definitely not going to get no help. We're going to pray about it, but we're not going to speak it out of our mouth because we're going to believe that it doesn't exist, but that doesn't mean that it's gone. I have seen God deliver. That's somebody's story. It ain't my story.
Right.
But that don't make me any better or worse than you. It's many something else.
There's an intersection of faith and therapy and medication when needed, that all of those things can work together.
God created it all.
That's right.
He created it all. That's why it's here.
Look like we're going to church on Channel 3.
I know.
It is the birthright.
Hey, look, I got.
See, that's the damn problem. That's the damn problem right there. That goddamn church. All I got is the sisters. Listen to Pastor. What he say, Frank? I mean, Shaq, Kevin Samuels, them damn Christian feminists. Ain't no man rocking with that. America's most unwanted. Pray about it. No, bitch. Go to counseling and therapy. When did your pastor take up psychology, get a psychiatrist degree? A marriage counseling certification? Man,
Hey, wait a minute.
You go look at the divorce rate up in them churches. How about that?
Hey, look. You know what's so crazy, yo?
So much for prayer.
I'm gonna tell you some wild shit, yo. Now look, see, I'm gonna tell you something, man. This is Hampton. This is about an hour and a half away. Not even that. No, it's about an hour away. Let me tell you some wild shit, man. This shit is kind of weird though, because I told you this is like they call this the Upper Peninsula, right? And I ain't telling you lie. Sometimes I do be some weird shit on that goddamn peninsula, yo. but this goddamn shit taking the cake, yo. One of them jumped in front of 18-wheeler and shit. It's a big shipyard. You just jump off a damn ship, to be honest with you, out there. It's a big fuck. Ain't nothing but water. You drown yourself. Nobody ever find you. That's just being real. But jump off us. No, ain't no goddamn God save nothing for you jumping from the tractor. That man ain't gonna just luckily stop before he hits your ass. Probably hell up traffic. All right, let's be real. It's a big highway down there. Interstate 64. East. Okay? So she jumped in the highway. Matter of fact, it'd be a lot of accidents on that goddamn highway and traffic backups. So somebody lying here. The other one, I think she said she killed the child, and the other one had weight gain. The other one said something about she tried to kill her 3 times after coming out or something, and she tattooed her wrist and all this. This got to be. But one thing about it, though, they is praying to Jesus, so I can't be mad.
Black women to experience
There it is.
joy
It
and
is.
love. Medication is an option, and when coupled with therapy, it can often be, we see tremendous benefits, which could look like decreasing thoughts of self-harm, which could look like feeling more joy.
What is something beautiful that has happened that would not have happened if you weren't?
Children and a husband who love me unconditionally.
I was the first African American woman to have an album release concert at the Attic Theater, and
I was there.
You were there. And I looked up and I saw the top was filled too. And I heard God, you would have missed this moment. You would have never known how much you were loved if I'd have let you die.
What would you say to someone who's watching this and feels hopeless? Eat your food.
It won't last.
Your life is meaningful and purposeful.
Literally, one day at a time.
Sometimes some minute at a time.
Minute at a time. Minute at a time.
A breath at a time. Just breathe.
Yeah.
If you or someone you know is experiencing a crisis, please dial or text 988. It's 24/7, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. I'm also sharing more ways to get connected to local resources inside this story at WTKR.com. Reporting in Norfolk, Jessica Larche.
They just had a big ass. I think they just had a big ass shooting in Norfolk the other day. Matter of fact, because think about it, something happened down there. I was just down there last month, but something happened down there the other day. Something happened on Granby Street. I can't remember exactly what it was, but nevertheless, Chak. So now you know why the women depressed. They got all these issues, and medication is an option. Like I told you, when my mom died, one of them told me you should go check out. I told you the dude tried to give me some free medicine. I went to the apartment complex, shut that shit up, threw the medication dumpster. He like, this is a free exam, so I'm gonna give you a free antidepressant. What's that thing? Benzocaine. Whatever the fuck that shit was. I can't remember what that shit is. But that mama gave me a free antidepressant. Say, I ain't taking this shit. I saw a mama on them damn Paxils. I wouldn't dare take that shit.
Paxil,
Shoot. Everybody trying to
You should have looked into a lawsuit with Paxil. But man, there was so many people dying from that Paxil and Zoloft. Shoot, I know when I was in the hospital, you should have looked into getting a lawsuit for your mom.
Well, this was my mom took Paxil when I was 14 years old. I was like 14. I'm just know that.
Oh, you was a baby. Yeah, you didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just. But I knew she one day it was like we had like a time though because it was like for like 3 weeks. She ain't hardly got to bed or nothing to eat and shit. This shit was just weird and shit. You know, and my grandma had just died probably about a year ago or maybe like 6 months ago, and she just had been laying around and stuff. And you know, that week she used to take me to school, and she either take me to school or get somebody else to do it. And then she went in the hospital about 2 weeks and shit. And you know, she was taking this Paxil and shit, man. That Paxil caused you lose some weight too, man. That shit gets weight wacky, man. But I forgot what the guy tried to give me because I know she had passed, and somebody said, it's always good, when somebody passes. I said, but I told him I ain't depressed though. But you know what? I'm gonna go in there and check out this. This girl I know, she has she knew a psychiatrist. She worked at a hospital. She said, go in there and check. So I'm in there. The man asked you questions. Are you depressed? Have you ever felt like killing yourself? All these questions. How is your love life? Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. And then I said, yeah, no, I'm good, bro. I said, man, I just, it is what it is. So we sitting there talking. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. He was like, well, it's a free exam, a free psychiatrist exam. I said, well, he like, you need medicine. I said, no. He was like, well, we give out free medication, free exams anyway. And he gave it to me. And I went through the shit away. I ain't taking this shit, man. But psychiatrists make
they gotta watch them side effects of their medicine. They cause a lot of problems. My grandmother was on because she was depressed. They gave her too much of that amitriptyline and gave her a massive heart attack. My grandfather could have sued, but I guess he didn't because he was part of the problem why she was depressed. So,
well,
but yeah, you gotta watch a lot of medication. Side effects.
Well, this week it's time for, since we talk about church, it's time for Easter Resurrection Sunday.
I can hear that shit.
Yeah, it's time for Easter. They say the egg price is up, and they say people might use potatoes this year for Easter egg hunts and shit. The funny shit, right? I said, look, man. Oh my goodness, man. Frank is gonna be beautiful, man. Seeing all these women in these nice outfits this weekend. Yeah, this shit about to be funny, man. Hey, look, don't get me. Hey, Dawson, go ahead. Don't get your bucket head. Just watch the money go. They can give out a lot of money. Pastor getting a big donation this week. It might get the most money all year, except for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
But time for that money to kick in now. Easter Sunday coming up.
Shit, it's like Pastor at the damn casino.
Lots of eggs and lots of chocolate. But this year, that traditional Easter basket will likely cost you extra.
Has anyone decided what we are going to be hiding? Eggs, potatoes, or tomatoes? Because I can't fathom spending $40+ on eggs.
Despite a drop in wholesale prices and fewer bird flu outbreaks last month, the average cost of eggs reached a record high of $6.23 a dozen.
But what we're seeing here is a lag. Retailers are taking a little bit of extra time unexpectedly to reduce those prices for consumers. We are not seeing those prices go down in time for Easter.
The price of chocolate also sky high due to a global...
She kind of just told the script right there. It's Easter. Of course the goddamn Friday. Shit, we got to get that money for Easter, baby. You dumbass buy some fucking eggs. Shit. Come on, man. Shit.
Control.
Shit, I mean, come on. Hey, look. You don't got to have that damn egg. Hey, look here. Matter of fact, it's my thing. See, that's the thing I be telling people, man. I know people like to do some dumb shit. I mean, look. All right, Frank, it's all right. I know guys that do the thing, get the girls, edible arrangements, edible arrangements, all this nice stuff, right? I just want to know something, man. Just think about decorating food and all this shit. It's just kind of like wacko type shit, man. So that's why I told you. Remember when you was asking about inflation, and I was telling you my mom, to my dad and people like that, inflation is back in the day something with $5, something $10, right? Who the fuck say you got to buy this dumb shit? Nobody telling you to buy this stupid shit. Okay?
Good point.
Right? Nobody tell you got to buy that. I mean, Dawson woman probably she got a purse or pocketbook or whatever. But ain't nobody say you got to buy a Prada purse. You can buy a damn regular purse. But you buy a handbag, whatever the fuck it is. Shit.
How did they convince us? How they convince us a damn rabbit sit on a damn chicken egg?
Well, unfortunately, Shaq, this year he's not sitting on a chicken egg because the egg hide is gonna be a potato this year. So he's sitting on a potato this time. Okay.
And it's gonna be on 420 too.
420. Hitler's birthday.
Come on,
Cocoa
man.
shortage. It's all part of the reason why this year U.S. consumers are projected to spend a total of $23.6 billion on Easter, up from $22.4 billion last.
All right, there you go, Nelson. They're gonna spend $23 billion this year, and they spent $22 billion last. That's projected now. So wait a minute, y'all gonna spend more money on Easter this year? God, it's so
This
bad.
motherfucker's wild, man. I'm telling you.
Keep your hand in your pocket, man. Hey, look. Damn, I knew it. Hey, Shaq. Now I know why Frank, you know what? Now I know why these women call me a dick, man. You know, I ain't even mad, yo. I ain't even mad, yo. Fuck it.
Last year, the biggest spending categories: decorations, gifts, food, and candy. At Hercules Candies, a local institution in East Syracuse, New York.
Food and candy. Diabetes cases going up. Just put it out there.
Prices of solid chocolates have gone up about 20% in the last year, including some Easter favorites, like their white chocolate bunnies.
We tried to hold the line on prices for as long as we can, but there comes a time when we just have to raise it. The customers have not really pushed back on the prices because they're so loyal. We're just going to be extremely busy this week.
Well, she just told her herself. She said the same thing I said. Not pushing back on the prices. She just said the same thing I told you.
Right.
You know what she said? Yeah. Man.
Oh.
Hey, look, you don't push back, it is what it is.
Consumers aren't entirely giving up on eggs either. Kelly Friedel, a mom of two from Chicago, is trying something different with her family this year.
We chose to do something called foil eggs. You can take cardboard, cut them to the shape of an egg, wrap them in some tin foil. There's a couple of positive benefits too that we figured out. We're able to mail them. We're mailing them to grandma. We're mailing one to grandpa.
For many families this Easter holiday, the hunt is on for egg alternatives, from dip-dyed marshmallows to potatoes, rocks, and plastic. Arts and crafts giant Michaels says its #1 selling Easter product so far is this craft egg kit, currently on sale for just $2.49.
Yeah, rock. So goddamn eat an egg and bunch your fucking teeth, goddamn it. Fuck you. Shit. That's right. You think it's an egg and you bite it. Ow. Dang, you broke your tooth. Now you go to the dentist, spend more money. Yeah. Smart money. But they go to show you how far they're going with this thing, Frank. So I'm just showing you how far they're going with this thing. So now the prices of them going up. Now, that go to show you what time it is. So that going to show you the price going up. All right. So people need to be careful about some shit like that when you talking about eggs going up and all this shit. Yeah, like I said. Now watch this. I wouldn't be surprised if the prices drop after Easter, but you gotta have them eggs up on Easter. You gotta get the money first now. You know, so just that's a smart move though. Hey, look, just don't buy it. All right, here we go, Frank. You was talking to me about it. I was telling you about it. 17 people missing in Atlanta after doing Indeed job interviews.
17 people gone, just like that. Hey, it's me. Let's talk about a mystery that's sending chills down Atlanta's spine. Imagine this. You apply for a job online, land an interview, and then you vanish. That's exactly what's happening right now. As of April 13th, 2025, the Atlanta Police Department is investigating a string of disappearances tied to job interviews scheduled through Indeed. 17 individuals, yes, 17, have disappeared without a trace. Here's what we know. Reports suggest these individuals went to their interviews but never returned. No calls, no texts, nothing. It's like they walked into thin air. The APD is working around the clock, teaming up with Detective J.L. Pearson from Sandy Springs, one who's handled similar cases before. But so far, no solid leads. The scary part? The connection between the interviews and the disappearances hasn't been officially confirmed, at least not yet. But the pattern is hard to ignore, and the Atlanta police aren't taking this lightly. They've issued a safety advisory for job seekers. Let me break it down for you. First, always confirm the legitimacy of the business where you're interviewing. Double check the address, the company website, everything. Second, never go alone. Bring a friend, or at the very least, let someone know exactly where you're going and when you're expected back. Third, meet in a public or safe space. If something feels off, trust your gut. Lastly, keep your phone charged and share your real-time location with someone you trust. It's heartbreaking to even have to say this, but job seekers, especially during tough economic times, can find themselves in vulnerable situations. And that's exactly the kind of environment predators exploit. The APD has promised transparency and a thorough investigation. They're urging anyone with information to step forward. If you've seen or heard anything, contact the Missing Persons Unit at 404-546-4235 or Detective Pearson at 70551-6939. Every tip matters. Until then, stay safe, stay alert, and keep your loved ones close.
Now, hold on.
Now, that's some wild shit.
Now, did they give you detail on what particular jobs that these people were applying to?
Listen,
Good question.
that's the thing they're not telling. So I'm about to go do some
Uh-huh.
behind the scenes on that. But now we need to know what type of job they're doing, because I know, I know where Sandy Springs at. Been there. Matter of fact, yeah, we went to a spot out there. It was a speakeasy, I think. Might have been speakeasy. Might have been Sandy Springs. I know I at least rode through Sandy Springs, but I don't know. Are they applying for modeling jobs, acting? I don't know what they're doing. I mean, so I have no way to tell you, but what jobs are you applying for? That's what you find out. All right, get into this thing about terrorism.
Tonight, the man who police say tried to kill Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro denied bail and facing charges including terrorism, attempted homicide, and arson. The fire chief crediting a set of closed doors for protecting Shapiro and his family.
If that door wasn't closed, the fire would have spread and would have definitely put the governor at even greater risk.
According to court documents, 38-year-old Corey Bomber, who admitted to harboring hatred toward Shapiro, walked for an hour early Sunday morning from his home to the governor's residence.
Police say surveillance video showed Bomber climbing over that outside fence wearing a black jacket, black boots, with a small bag.
A police affidavit saying Bomber used a hammer to break multiple windows. Throwing a Molotov cocktail made from beer bottles into the governor's home, Bomber then entering the residence through a broken window, deploying another device inside the dining room. That's when police say Bomber kicked a door open to escape, climbing back over the fence and running away within minutes.
Imagine where that smoke staining is, fire licking out of those windows, going 15, 20, 30 feet into the air. Just a very angry fire.
Bomber turned himself in on.
Hey, look, and he walked an hour or two to get where he had to go. This guy good. I like him. Shit.
Just like these mass shooters, they be going like 80 miles just to do whatever they want to do instead of just doing it right where they at. Like, wow. We wild, man. They know people wild, and people believe these wild stories. You know what I'm saying?
On Sunday, investigators saying he told them if he encountered the governor, he would have beaten him with his hammer. The suspect was previously charged with assault in a 2023 case that's still open. His mother telling the Associated Press she tried to get him assistance for mental health issues, but nobody would help.
Did they have security? Where's the security at?
It did exactly. Didn't Nancy Pelosi's husband get hit with a hammer?
Yeah. They sloppy, Frank. They sloppy, man.
They gotta switch up the script.
Well,
man.
He tried to burn the governor's house down, so.
But for him to say that, I would have hit him with a hammer. Didn't Nancy Pelosi?
Bro,
dude,
hold on.
Yo, Chak,
Hold on, dog. You mean to tell me somebody that now this got it? Let's stay right here. Let's stay for a minute. Hold on.
It's Ninja Gaiden we talk about here. We talk about
Snake. This nigga Snake from motherfucker Metal Gear Solid. Snake. Hey, this nigga here. Hold on, Frank. This nigga scaled a 7-foot fence with a makeshift Molotov cocktail out of beer bottle. Bro, that nigga would have blew himself up with that guy. Man, stop it. That bottle, bro, stop it.
Rambo over here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You telling me he created his own Molotov cocktail with a beer bottle, bro, and scaled a 7-foot fence?
I told you that last night when it was on. I said, bro, who the fuck got me a 7-foot fence? I can jump my ass off, but I ain't jumping no damn 7-foot fence. Ain't nobody doing no shit like that, bro.
You,
Dawson, what you be saying? Diabolical? This is some diabolical shit. Man,
they play too much, man.
They're playing on the mind. The mind. That's what they're playing on, the mind. That's
they got
what
a movie right
all
now
this stuff is about. Once they have your mind, it's a wrap. They can control your public, you know what I'm saying, your perception on everything, you know what I'm saying, all that. You know, your
Just the mayor?
Man, I'm telling you how to think.
That was the mayor?
Yeah, no, that's the governor of Pennsylvania. No damn, that's the governor.
The governor. Stop it, a piece of it. Stop it, man. That motherfucker got stop it. Stop it. You think they just got a 7-foot security fence, bro? Stop it. Stop it.
Hey, man. Hey, look, man, it's the governor, man. This is the governor.
Oh my God.
As a matter of fact, man, how the fuck he get in there? Yo, that security must not have been out there.
Motherfucker's wild, man.
Now,
yeah, they must have been on a donut break.
Hey, look.
Eating Zuzus and Whams. Ice and white honey bun. Zoo, there you am.
I was at Browns Island last week. And Browns Island is like downtown Richmond. You go downtown, you know, on the pier and shit, lay in the sun, whatever. You know, got ducks and shit on there, all that shit. You know, they even have concerts down there. You look up, you can see the governor's mansion. But ain't nobody fucking goddamn jumping over motherfucking fence, bro. That's just some crazy shit they got going on. This shit don't even.
Tell you, Rambo do it. Motherfucking, you know what I'm saying?
This is some wild shit, though. But
some MacGyver sounding shit, man. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. But
right, Frank MacGyver.
I will say this: that you know that they say they charged the guy with terrorism. Now, I did, as you do know, they did tell you they didn't know last night whether he attacked him because he was Jewish or not.
But how would he?
Well, here we go. Here we go. I knew it was coming.
How do people know that? Do people know Whoopi Goldberg? Shit. Do people know Whoopi Goldberg?
You know what? It's a wild shit. Hey, man, he doing it. He jumping fences, and Gayle King getting in spaceships and shit. And Katy Perry. Go figure. Everybody goddamn.
But see, you notice how you know these psyops because they always use the celebrities and these famous people for this shit. That's how you know these psyops.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a psyop. But
famous motherfuckers and shit. Because they're actors and actresses. You got to remember, they got IMDb's, they got, you know what I'm saying? They got, you know, credited acting and fucking credited producing and you know what I'm saying? Come on, these people are that's the production right there, is the script that they're involved in.
His name is matter of fact, his name is Cody. Cody.
Got the code. Look, he's on code. He's on code with the script. You know what I'm saying?
On social media, Bomber shared anti-government views, writing in one recent post, Biden supporters shouldn't exist. The FBI now assisting in the investigation. President Trump weighed in.
The attacker was not a fan of Trump. The attacker basically wasn't a fan of anybody. It's probably just a whack job. And certainly a thing like that cannot be allowed to happen.
Today, the governor, who hosted a Passover Seder just hours before the attack, again thanked first responders.
This kind of violence is becoming far too common in our society. And I don't give a damn if it's coming from one particular side or the other. We have to be better than this.
Chak, what more do we know about the security breach that took place?
Well, Lester, investigators say troopers who were stationed here knew that someone had breached the property. In fact, they were looking for him as the fire was being set. And while they don't know how long Bomber was here on the property. They say that
Bomber. What was his name? Bomber.
It's just a matter of minutes that the entire attack went on.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and.
Yeah, his name is Bomber. Yeah, Cody Bomber.
Come on. Come on. That alone, the fact that his last name is Bomber, that tells you You might as well be terrorists.
They running out of news to report on. That's what it is. They running out of news to report on. That's what it is. See, they can't talk about all these illegals who being deported because they getting shut down from that. So what other way to do to bring up some news?
You know what? Matter of fact, they had the president of El Salvador over here today, and they were talking about deporting Americans to El Salvador.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Well, not deporting, sending them to prison over there. Matter of fact, he said he got 350 million people to liberate, and he was like, but you can't liberate them all. So you can send some of them to prison in El Salvador.
Yeah, that's foul, dude. That's foul.
Wow.
That's crazy. But see, that's everything's privatized, right? When you privatize,
of course.
But see, they can't complain about all types of shit and infrastructure that's overseas when they did that shit, and then they try to do this shit with this prison shit because it's the same shit. You're doing the same shit what you did with the infrastructure back then. You privatize the prisons, the same thing. You're doing the same shit. You're making the billionaires rich, same thing.
Time is running out. Snap your W-2 and file your taxes 100% free now.
At an airport in El Salvador, the latest group to be deported from America. 11 men, gang members, says the White House, but detained and removed to this mega prison with no evidence of their crimes, no judicial process, and no access to lawyers. They join hundreds already lifted from America and sent to El Salvador's notorious terrorism confinement center, one of the largest jails in the world. At a White House in step with this policy, a guard of honor for the president of El Salvador, the first Latin American leader to visit President Trump. Nayib Bukele styles himself as the coolest dictator in the world. Donald Trump likes him because there is a symbiosis to this relationship.
I want to thank you for the great job you're doing. I appreciate it. So thank you.
Bukele has an 80% approval rating in El Salvador. He's turned a soaring crime rate on its head, the world's most dangerous country to the Western Hemisphere's safest.
Sometimes they say that we imprisoned thousands. I like to say that we actually liberated millions. So, it's very good.
Yeah, they sent them here.
Who gave him that line?
They sent the criminals to America.
The images,
they emptied them and sent them to America. First class trip to America.
Doubling down, has ambitions to go further.
Man, these motherfuckers,
outsource American prisoners, American citizens,
right?
to El Salvador.
So they're gonna send American motherfuckers over.
Go a step further. I mean, I said it to Pam. I don't know what the laws are. We always have to obey the laws, but we also have homegrown criminals that push people into subways, that hit elderly ladies on the back of the head with a baseball bat when they're not looking, that are
who did that?
Absolute monsters. I'd like to include them in the group of people to get them out of the country.
Among those already deported is
now he talking about them stuff in the subway now.
It sounds like Ninja Turtles,
right?
Ninja Turtles. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but are these stories? Are these?
No, I ain't never been there.
No, but the thing is, these stories. I mean, when I never heard of none of this.
Yeah, my cousin said he was there.
Are these recent stories or new or? And then my thing, what happened to the National Guard? Here we go again. I said this the other day. What happened to the National Guard in the subway? Didn't they deploy like 1,000 National Guard in the subway? How is there still all this damn crime, Mortal Kombat crime and shit? You know what I'm saying? And it's like you know what I'm saying? Braveheart in the subway.
Penny, I told you, Frank. Penny, that was undercover sting, nigga. That's what he was in. That was he was for. Therefore, it was an undercover sting operation.
You know what I'm saying? I can see that. But I mean, I don't know, man. They just keep talking this crime stuff and this subway stuff. That's it sounds like that script is kind of old, man. To be honest with you. It's getting played out.
Look, now watch this. Because for the first time in history, we're about to get a $1 trillion defense budget.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Yeah, man.
We have great things happening with our military. We also essentially approved a budget, which is in the facility. You'll like to hear this, of $1 trillion, $1 trillion. And nobody's seen anything like it. We have to build our military, and we're very cost conscious, but the military is something that we have to build, and we have to be strong because you get a lot of bad forces out there now. So we're going to be approving a budget, and I'm proud to say, actually, the biggest one we've ever done for the military. We have great things happening with our military.
Now, they don't show the picture on the side, but that's Benjamin Netanyahu talking to on the side. Because Benjamin Netanyahu also met with podcasters like Tim Pool and told them, y'all got to do something with this anti-Semitism.
Bro.
Hey, when you get a chance, I think I sent it to you on Instagram. But it's a video they're talking about down in Atlanta. They got this pilot program for these drones and shit. Did you see that yet? Through them flocking cameras and stuff. I said down in Atlanta. I think it's Atlanta, Georgia. I think they got they got a drone program where they use the drones instead of, like you said, the area copters and helicopters and stuff like that for like crime and stuff is being committed and stuff. The drones and stuff, they can send the drones out and get the information and intel and photos and stuff like that to track the suspects if they running, and then just deploy the officer to the location where they at.
8K60 FPS drone, 8K60 FPS drone.
Is that what it's called?
Is that Is that the name of the drone? Is it called?
No, I don't know the name of the drone. I don't know the name of it, but like I said, it read license plates and do all that stuff.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's got like a 2 mile. I think they said they got to man it from the top of the building because they say something about it's got like a 2 mile range radius on it, some shit.
And see how much. My thing is how much of that. So that's how much is that going to go into defense contracts? That trillion, right? That's a good question. I just thought about that. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is,
that's why they freed up that money, Frank. That makes sense.
You know
that's why they was trying to look for savings in the budget to put more toward defense. You right?
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, okay, it's like that shit needs to go directly to infrastructure right now. Fuck all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That needs to go to infrastructure, man.
Well,
$1 trillion. That would be that'd be a good number to go to the infrastructure.
You had an earthquake today.
Yeah, no, out here. Yep.
Speaking of infrastructure, you had an earthquake in San Diego today.
What? Y'all did, Frank?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Still some aftershocks and all that shit, man.
Wow.
Like an hour and a half away. See, I mean, this weather manipulation, lot of fake, boy, I tell you. See, these type of motherfuckers that invest in shit like that. Oh, weather manipulation and modification. They don't invest in no motherfucking, direct infrastructure, but they're investing some targeted weapon shit like that, boy. Control. They invest in control. They invest in fear. They invest in, you see what I'm saying? Psychological operations. They invest in, you know what I'm saying?
So remember when I told you that really these podcasters were really like controlled opposition and stuff like that, and I told you they was all working kind of with Israel and these other had Benjamin Netanyahu come on his show. Yeah, visit with him. Yeah, man.
See what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, when he met with Trump at the White House, he met with Tim Pool too. Yeah. So that's when they were talking about the defense budget. As a matter of fact, I think Benjamin Netanyahu just had a meeting and he admitted that Israel got nuclear weapons. He actually admitted this. I'm like, damn, he really told me. Well, I mean, he already knew it anyway. Because you gotta remember one thing about Israel. Israel is the only country that did not sign on to that bioweapons treaty back in 1969. They are allowed to have biological weapons. See, the guys people don't know that, but they are allowed to have biological weapons. The other countries not supposed to have it, even though they got it. Don't get me wrong, but they Israel ain't signed that damn treaty. They said, "Damn, you gonna use our biological weapons? What are you talking about? Shit."
Security will now be screening social media posts of visa applicants for anti-Semitic activity. And I'm going to come right off the bat and just say, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Holy crap. Come on, guys. You just don't need to be so on the nose about it. You know what I mean? Listen, it is in the interest of the United States not to import individuals through any kind of visa, be it student, sponsored, athlete, talent, scientists, whatever. It is within the interest of the U.S. not to import these people who oppose our policies and would protest against us. That's fine. But to outright make it about anti-Semitism, are you intending to discredit yourselves here? My point is, you've got a large cohort of young people who are critical of Israel. If you want...
Now, on this same podcast, because it's 12 minutes long, but he did discuss meeting Benjamin at Yahoo. And I said, no, wait a minute. I said, what the fuck are you going to meet with him for? He's supposed to... I said, yeah.
What? So they trying to use him to counter the young people going in on it, huh? I see what. Okay.
That's why he got people got upset, but I told you that he been here a lot later. He came here, talk about Gaza, and then he came here to, that one time. Maybe he told that again, and then he came over there when they were discussing that $1 trillion budget, which that's a lot of money to be putting in a budget for defense, but.
Meantime, San Diego City Hall closed as a precaution today, and multiple buildings were evacuated. While there are no reports of major structural damage, the quake definitely rattled nerves, especially for people working up high. CBS 8's Abby Black has more from downtown with the terrifying moments for a high-rise construction crew.
San Diego City Hall sits empty as officials go around and inspect the building for any structural damage. They say this is only precautionary.
Oh, yeah.
But they do want to ensure that it is safe, and they've not reported any damages as of yet.
We were putting the header, and it was like, and then I'll go, do you feel that? You feel like, yeah, I'm about to fall off.
The earthquake's impact extends beyond government buildings. Construction workers at downtown high-rises were forced to evacuate mid-job.
The tower crane will be out of service until it's re-inspected.
We found dozens of construction workers who had to evacuate from a 9th-floor high-rise. They were gathered at a parking lot in Cortez Hill.
Stuck on the stairwell on the 9th floor.
Terrence Shaw was working near the top when the building began to sway.
I didn't know if I should jump or hang off the thing or stay where I was at.
He and the entire crew immediately evacuated to safety.
I walked from the 9th floor all the way to the 3rd, and I had another guy from the basement all the way to the 3rd. So there's no cracks, no fissures.
The superintendent says that he cleared the site after a thorough inspection. He made it clear anyone uncomfortable returning could sit out the rest of the day. These emergency drills are something they prepare for.
If you're not comfortable with aftershocks, then stay out.
Just blocks away at the central courthouse, the quake disrupted operations. One potential juror felt her heart nearly jump from her chest.
The floor started bouncing. I was like, oh my gosh. They had an earthquake.
A couple filling
up on the 4th floor, we started moving and shaking. I was like, whoa, there's my cardio for the day.
Yeah, exactly. Despite the scare, the court clerk confirmed that no damage was found. Operations resumed within the hour, and City Hall remains closed until a full inspection is complete. Across downtown, we're seeing more disruption than damage, and fortunately, no injuries.
Kind of just be grateful that we're safe, and thank God that nothing crazier happened.
In downtown, Abby Black, CBS 8.
So, Frank, tell me about your experience from the earthquake, if you had any, or what happened. Can you hear me? Right. I can't be on mute. Oh. I don't know, but yeah, Frank, that did have an earthquake, so that maybe you might, have known something, felt something about it or something like that. But that's some scary stuff right there. Let me see. Can you hear me?
Yo. Hold on, yo.
Yeah, so how'd you feel about it?
My bad. Okay, my bad. I was lucky cooking something. Okay, so the earthquake. Oh yeah, man, that shit is crazy. It's some the aftershocks that was, you know what I'm saying? That was what we felt the most. Some of them aftershocks. But I mean, this is, man, it was kind of hazy today, man. Like overcasty, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because y'all been having a lot of weather stuff going on in that area.
Funny weather, brother.
So, do you feel I mean, because I've had an earthquake before, but I don't. I've probably one or two, but I just think it's kind of crazy, when you see all these earthquakes and stuff, and now
a wave of.
Now, I was talking to you the other day, and I said, man, why you think about people doing all this panic buying, right? And one thing I always say about panic buying, when you're buying stuff, what are you buying? Right? That's what people do. People buy shit, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to get to it in a second. Matter of fact, I'm going to play it.
Panic buying has suddenly erupted at retailers all over America. Do you remember the panic buying that we witnessed during the early days of the pandemic? It's back, and I have a feeling that it's only going to intensify in the days ahead as more Americans begin to realize that products made in China will soon more than double in price, and that some may no longer be available at all. There will be a feverish rush to purchase Chinese-made goods. Ironically, this may actually give a short-term boost to the U.S. economy, and the economic numbers for the first half of this year may end up looking better than they otherwise would have. Now, before I get too deep into today's video, there are a couple of things I want to clarify. First of all, I do not think the U.S. should have ever begun trading with Communist China at all, because Communist China has always been an incredibly evil regime. Secondly, it was a catastrophic error for the U.S. to become so deeply dependent on imports from China. This is something I've been writing about for years. Our stores are now teeming with products that were made in China. Thousands of our supply chains simply cannot function without equipment, parts, or products that come from China. But our leaders refused to listen to those of us that were sounding the alarm, and now we have a real mess on our hands. Because we have become so deeply dependent on China, the trade war's now begun. It's really going to hurt, and everyone see that. On Thursday, the White House confirmed that the total tariff rate on Chinese imports has now risen to 145%. Trump's latest executive order hikes tariffs on Beijing to 125% from 84%, but that comes on top of a 20% fentanyl-related tariff that Trump previously imposed on China. One economist is warning that the high tariff rates on both sides will lead to a complete split, and he says it would be really hard to overstate the expected shocks this is going to have. Nick Marrow, principal economist for Asia at the Economist Intelligence Unit, says this is probably the strongest indication we've seen pushing towards a hard decoupling. Nick Marrow there referring to an outcome where the two economies have virtually no trade or mutual investment.
Now, the thing is about the panic buying, and I say this about people panic buying. That actually benefit people because, you know, a lot of people, you got to me back in the day, when we run out of stock on products in stores, that's a good thing. He said they think it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. Make the customer mad, but that means it's sold more product supposed to have. Like when young people buying toilet paper crazily, that actually benefit the store. You spend a lot of money on product that you don't have to have that frequently, right? I mean, what you gonna do? I mean, toilet paper, unless you can build a stack of brick with toilet paper, ain't gonna do that much that long. Sorry. Unless you got an underground bunker or something. But I just wanted to point that out to you. So now, let me show you something because I'm dealing with it. Well, people are dealing with it around me. And I would say to anybody with a child, be careful. Because a lot of parents are bringing children back home that left for college. Because the apartment is too damn high. No, I tell you what. Average rate of apartment today. Let's pull it up. I want to show you something and then I pull up my old apartment.
My bad. He was right about China. China's the scapegoat.
Yeah, that's scapegoat. I mean,
that's all. See, they're not trying to. What it is, they hide behind China because they don't want to build the country back up. They don't want to invest in the country. They want to keep investing in the billionaires and keep this same type of system and keep the 1% rich and their donors rich. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I'm about to show you about these apartments because somebody is making a lot of money.
Oh, really? Vanguard, BlackRock, somebody?
Oh yeah, I'm about to show you. I'm gonna pull up the apartment. They in Texas, you in California. So I'm gonna pull up the rate of apartments in these states. All right. And this is actually, damn, it's from 2 years ago. I'm putting it right here for you.
Thinking about moving to Richmond, Virginia? Before you pack your bags, let's talk about what it's actually going to cost you to live here. Housing, groceries, taxes, transportation. Does Richmond stack up against where you're coming from? Hey y'all, I'm Holly. If you want to know everything about the Richmond metro area, well, you have come to the right place because this is where we talk about what it's really like to work, live, and play in RVA. I help people just like you relocate to RVA.
Let me say some of the RVA bullshit. They were calling this shit Richmond, Virginia. What happened when they gentrified town? They started calling this shit RVA. VCU and these little cranks started calling this shit that. Nobody ever said that RVA bullshit. Okay.
The area, give me a call or shoot me a text at 804-380-6041 or send me an email, whichever is most convenient. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all things RVA. Today, I'm breaking down the real cost of living in the Richmond, Virginia metro area so you can decide if this is the right fit for you. and your budget.
Wow.
And trust me, start with the biggest of your buying or renting. The Richmond metro area has a pretty diverse market. The median home price here is under $400,000, according to InfoSpark, which is 94.8% of the national average. But it depends on where you're looking. If you want a neighborhood where everything is within a few blocks, like the Fan, expect to pay around $359,000 for a home. If you're eyeing suburban areas like Midlothian or Short Pump, prices can be a little higher because you are getting more property typically than a condo or a row house in the city. If you're curious about a specific area, drop a comment with your price range and I'll let you know where to start your home search. Now, if you're renting, expect to pay around.
Now, she a damn liar too. Well, she ain't lying, but she ain't really being all the way right because shit, they got stuff in Richmond by the damn river that's goddamn $700,000 house. So that's kind of bullshit too. She's not that part. and they got $1 million homes on Monument Avenue. So that's kind of bullshit too. But it might be about $350,000, but that is probably about the rate now. Probably about it. It could be around there, but in certain areas. But these areas they've been out here right going stuff. Like they got signs already out there for the damn thing already divot in the ground from the $400,000 straight up. Before you even got them fucking person moved in the bitch. So just point it out to you. So don't be fooled.
That's some Blackstone shit. Blackstone. Let's not forget about Blackstone.
$6 per month, according to apartments.com, for a one-bedroom apartment in downtown Richmond. While the suburbs might be around $1,786 per month, according to Rent Cafe. Compared to places like New York City, this is a steal, or maybe not, depending on where you're coming from. Next up, utilities. On average, Richmond residents pay around $305 per month for electricity, water, and gas. But here's the catch. Virginia summers can be hot and humid, so your AC bill in July, it's going to be higher. As for internet, expect to pay anywhere from $60 to $200 per month, depending on your provider. And yes, we have fiber internet in most areas. Let's talk food. Groceries here are about 5% lower than the national average, according to Greater Richmond Partnership. A gallon of milk is around $4.67. A nuggets and eggs is about $4.50. And if you're a coffee lover, a latte at a local cafe runs about $5. Dining out, a meal at a mid-range restaurant will set you back around $13 per person, while grabbing a quick bite like a burger or tacos is around $10. But hey,
that shit ain't accurate. That shit is not.
Man, I know damn well it ain't costing no damn meal. I was no damn $13. She lying like a mother.
She lying like
they got you paying $13. They got you. Hey, look, they got you paying $13 for a damn Jack Jumbo Jack meal in Texas now. Shit. So I know
that. Exactly. She a damn liar. She lying.
Hey yo. Hey, look, I'm going to tell you the wild shit. Hey, look, man. Last week, I went out there. What I went to? I went somewhere last week. Stopped somewhere. I said, let me just stop at it. Man, look here, man. You go to the damn fresh market, and let's say you want some salmon or something like that, and they might say they on Friday, I think every day. The fresh market shit. Charging $10 for salmon and dang on the salad. So I know goddamn regular restaurant charging more than that. But let me show you, because this shit is all over. Watch this. Richmond, Virginia apartments for rent. We're gonna knock this shit in the pocket. I don't know what. I don't know she's selling wolf tickets and she just bullshit. She got to be bullshit. Because I just was on the damn shit yesterday. I know goddamn well. Look here, man. I'm about to show y'all. So I'll show you probably where I used to live at. That shit was $500 fucking. All right. $521 a month. All right, let's pull this shit up. If we're gonna pull up the apartment rent, or everybody is thinking, this is the people need to be really knowing. What the fucking rate is your goddamn apartment in your goddamn area? And then you get ripped the fuck off. And yeah, you is getting ripped the fuck off. Look at this shit.
She said light. We said light man, water and shit with 300.
Did that woman just tell you that dad on the apartment? She said lights is $305 on average or some shit like that. Lights, utilities. Come on, man, stop this bullshit. Look at man, I'm about to bust all this. I'm gonna bust that goddamn bullshit up. Fuck that shit. She lied her ass. Watch this. Hold on. Stop screen. Pull this shit back. Cause they got one apartment complex here that they're going to rent all go up for $4,100 fucking dollars. Look at me. Look, let me stand there. Lying ass. There you go. This apartment right here. Wait a minute, where that shit at? And this one on Dabney Road. Can y'all see that? Why the thing ain't pulling up? Oh, there it is, right there. Now that apartment right there, out on Dabney, is $1,600 for a studio. That's just a studio now. That's a studio apartment. You know,
damn.
Up to $3,665. $665. Come on, man, stop. You see that shit? Yeah, it's right there. All right. Now Chesterfield Village. I lived in Chesterfield Village. My first apartment. It was $521. The pay for a 1-bedroom now is $1,310. I lived there for 18 years ago. Okay, that's bullshit. I don't know about $3,100. They going $3,100. They need to be smacked. They ain't no way that shit. $31. That shit ain't even. They ain't even done. That is Mexico City over that bitch.
Imagine how much money these property managers
more reasonable. $1,000, $14. Now, look, this is on Marshall Street. This downtown. And $25, $2,200. So if you rent $2,239, Dawson, that means your security deposit got to be about $6,000, right? See it, right? Breckenridge. This in Glen Allen.
What's it, 3 times the rent or something?
Yeah. Now,
I think that's the craziest shit ever.
What is it?
Yeah, they just started doing that silly stuff. They just started doing that.
You may even have that money up front.
It's grimy, man.
Yeah,
that's why these kids gotta live with their parents still, because they don't have the money. Or they roommates. They all have roommates.
This one down the street. They just built a new apartment. Now this one right here, Element and Stonebridge, this down the street. That's $1,350 to $1,950, 1 to 2 beds. They give virtual tour, et cetera, pets allowed, fitness center, pool. This. Now here go the thing now. This one ain't telling you. All that shit. They got the Kroger in front. They got the Panda Express, Popeyes chicken, tropical smoothie, Chipotle, and I think a Caribbean restaurant in Carina's or some Jamaican food or whatever. And I think they got one other Firestone. So they try to keep everything close to you. But my thing is, like I told you, man, these apartments ain't that big to be renting out there all that goddamn. I mean, renting this shit out like that. That's why I be trying to tell you. I say, wait a minute, man. I say, yo. Now, you know that she did tell you sometimes living in the suburbs, you might pay $1,075, something like that. So I'm like, yeah, but you're talking about these apartment prices here because somebody getting ripped off here. You know what I mean? So when she took, but that shit's average price $13 for some food. I said, where you eating at? I just want to know. She must be on a hell of a damn sales pitch, though. So I'm all up to date. Depending on what you get.
Well, why everybody trying to move to Virginia? Is it because of the weather or what? I mean, I know people moving from the East Coast and the West Coast, but is it also because of the weather?
It ain't the shit. I'm calling shit this weather. Ain't no damn. Well, the weather do change up. Somewhat. You do get kind of like a 4 season. You might get a 70-degree day sometime in the winter here. But shit, it was cold as shit this winter. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I told you shit.
What about summertime?
Or summertime.
Summertime. Oh well, shit, that ain't no better than here. Okay.
Flip flops and thongs.
Now, Frank, we in California here now.
Your girls on the street shaking that thing like she's trying to get it out.
I'm in California right here, Frank. For $600 in California. This is an apartment in California. It was Solana Beach, $7,650. Damn, that's a nice apartment, man. This one $4,300. This one $1,700 and to $3,900. Dang, Frank. Studio, okay. This one between $2,900 and $7,500 in Centers, California. This one between $2,900 and $11,000. Damn, man, I'm paying $11,000. Who this guy living in this apartment? Damn, he's spending $11,000. This got to be. So these obviously ain't know. You ain't. I guess you ain't want it. Now watch this. Where we at? Dawson and Houston, Texas. Might not be accurate, but like I said, they giving out estimates. Houston. Let's see. Okay.
All
right. Okay, it's on Sunbury Lane. This is $905, $13. That's not too bad. I mean, in today's day and time. Yeah, Dawson said she had a apartment one time like $300, $400. So it's kind of bad. You look at it that way, but for today's day and time, this ain't bad. All right, this is on Warner Road. It's $900 to $1,512. This is a studio on 4640 Main Street for $700. Right? Beverly Hills Street, $910 to $1,195. Where's this Canal Street?
What zip code? What zip code this?
77003.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at apartment because like I told you, my boy asked me, he said, man, he said, if I had to move here a couple months, I said, well, let me look at the apartments right. I said, damn, no wonder these goddamn things going up. I said, damn, all right, Chak, we in Dallas now. Let's see what the rate of Dallas is. Oh, okay. $825 in Whitehurst Drive, Dallas, Texas. That's 469 area code, 75243 zip code. One on Northwest Dallas Highway, they got jumped from $2,953, $17,265. What the hell they got going on here? Well, they got EV charging, $1,300. So, actually, tell you the truth, for what it's worth, but still, we all can agree with apartments right now. You're getting ripped the fuck off. You're getting ripped the fuck off. There's no way to put this shit in context. I mean, because, like I said, I know Dawson, you said he had 2 walk-in closets, something like that, right?
Yeah, that was back in the day when I was about 21, 22. It was, apartment like that, you get a 1-bedroom. This square footage maybe like 900, 1,000 square feet for $300. But now, shoot, good luck with that now.
So the question should be, let's see who owns most of the apartment complex in the United States. That need to be asked because this is crazy. Because kids. Okay, the largest owner of apartments in the United States was Greystar International Developer and Management headquartered in Charleston, South Carolina. They own nearly 109,000 units. And MMA, a Tennessee-based real estate investment trust, ranks second with 85,000 apartments owned.
That's a subsidiary, but who is the head of it? See, that's how they get you.
Yeah, I know. The top landlord in the USA. Let's see. Oh, guess who the top landlord is in the USA, Frank? Do you know who it is?
Blackstone.
You're right. Blackstone.
There you go.
Over 300,000 units of rental housing in the U.S. making it the largest landlord in the U.S.
You know, boy, look, oh boy, look. And guess what? The CEO, guess who the CEO put his money on? Guess who the CEO you know what I'm saying, when it was going running for president? Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Go right
Trump
here.
got him in their pockets, man, but see, that's not good though. You know what I'm saying? That's what all of them do. You know what I'm saying?
You go right here.
I'm telling you.
Right here. In the last 2 years, Frank, Blackstone has been
BlackRock,
on an aggressive buying spree, expanding its real estate empire by snapping up various single-family and multi-family rental properties, adding over 200,000 units to its portfolio. Until 2022, Blackstone had a voluntary eviction moratorium for tenants who were behind on rent. Since then, Blackstone has initiated a waiver eviction in a number of states and counties documented report. For instance, Blackstone filed over 350 evictions in Florida between August and November 2022. So, then Blackstone is also a private equity, of course, and private equity firm, they can increase rents 20% higher than what the company was charging. Yeah. So when you're asking where your rates is going, right, you would like to know that, guess what? Blackstone. So once again, I'm not gonna say you got played, but you better go look at who these apartment companies ran by. Yeah, I'm just say, hey, look, if you think it's your don't look, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be real cool about it. Don't go argue with the goddamn lady in the goddamn rent office, little leasing agent. She ain't nobody, man. You waste your time on that, whatever. But who behind? She just working at leases off, man. Give her a little break, man. Don't argue with the sister and beat her down and say, I don't see people get to arguing and stuff. I understand, but she gonna be going tomorrow. The real estate portfolio guys still gonna be in the background.
You know the crazy thing about all this stuff going on with this housing stuff. So even if we were to bring jobs back and manufacturing back and everything was all good and dandy and stuff like that, as far as that, see, you would have a problem with this as far as this. You know what I'm saying? Finding a house and finding an apartment. See, you got problems over here. You see what I'm saying? You making the money. You know what I'm saying? And you're successful, but then at the same time, everything is the rent and the cost of living is so high that even you know what I'm saying, the fact that you're doing good and you have a decent job or a better job still can't negate the fact that the wages, they ain't gonna be able to keep up with these rising rent costs, man, and mortgage costs. So you see how these people do us. Everything is privatized in this company. Company. Oh yeah, this is a company, not a country. My bad. In this corporation, in this country, everything is privatized. You see what I'm saying? So no matter where you go on different sectors, on different levels and aspects, everything you're gonna run into something over here to where these billionaires is getting over us on this level, and then they you see what I'm saying? Basically using the Congress and these politicians basically to do their business, stuff like that, and write policies that benefit them and not us. And that's gonna happen. Well, it's gonna keep continuing to happen, man. If this don't shut down and stop saying, it's gonna keep continuing to happen. Continue to happen.
This is a dedication to Dawson here. There's that nice lady, I guess the Crimson Cure. And since Frank brought it up, I was actually gonna bring this up tonight because I've been seeing a whole lot of homeless women around here. I'm just telling you what it is. I've been seeing it. Yeah. And it's just mighty funny. I was thinking about it. I said, where are these homeless women coming from? I'm seeing them out lately, right? And the Crimson Cure put a video, the homeless women epidemic is real. Winter is here. Right. Yes. And these shelters get full pretty fast around this bitch. I've been paying attention to that lately. See, sometimes people don't ever look and see what the hell is really going on with this shit, man.
Well, you can contribute that to Jim Crow Joe Biden. Just like under Gay Obama. Evictions high, foreclosures.
And they say the rent is high, right? But
yeah,
when I went and
they finna cut down on all that housing stuff now.
Well, when I went and looked at this, and I thought about it, and remember I said I was telling Frank the other day, they say the train has left the station, but that bitch is off the fucking track because I told you, like, you know, now they talking about the kids beating their parents up and all this other shit and all that other shit, right? So they talking about all that, right? And when you look at it, I know they bring up the suicide and stuff. I think that's bullshit, but nevertheless, you got to look at something that's going on. And when you lose a generation to this, I'm going to say hip hop and what do they call it? Drugs, et cetera, whatever, all these toxic elements, you can pick one. It's going to cause women to be homeless because let's be real. I mean, you know, it's going to cause men to be homeless or in jail or whatever too. But if you look at it, we got to go back because this is before Trump, Obama. We can take this all the way back to fucking Nixon and fucking Johnson. And when you read that Moynihan report from the 1960s, they already said all this is going to happen with the welfare and all that. They said this is the Moynihan report.
There you go.
So they already had said this. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up after that because then of course you had TANF and all that stuff, but all those were precursors because they knew that when you take man out of home, it would cause downside. And that's why I say you lost 3-4 generations. So it's gonna be hard. You can't put this in the back of the bottle. You got to deal with the pieces you can and the other pieces. They like meat on the bone, but yeah, because it's wild. Like I told you the other day, as a matter of fact, I had to go get the battery in my watch fixed today, and so I had to go back to the mall today, and you know, it was all right, but guess what? Like I said, Dawson, you know, people eating their Charlie's steak or whatever, and they eating their Chick-fil-A, you know, all that nice stuff, but you still need to. Hey, look, I mean, you know. I think I was okay today. I think I had, you know, maybe like green shirt on or whatever. You know, I still thinking somebody, you know, say, hey, how you doing? One guy did say, how you doing? I know him, me and him, you know, we split ball together. But otherwise, you know, typically they in the mall. Nobody speaks anymore. You know, hey, the phone is making, like Frank said, the phone is making antisocial. So right. Your phone is your social companion. You know, I got to break down this thing about just like, well, I ain't gonna get into a dating site thing. Oh boy.
I just wanted to come in and sort of sorry about that. Wanted to touch on something that I have been seeing and wanted to talk about. Is the homeless epidemic. This is what winter actually looks like. I don't know what anybody conceived it as, but this is what it actually looks like. I want to share a couple of clips with you. Okay. This is various things on TikTok that I found that speaks to the concept of homelessness that a lot of women are going through right now. Okay. This is just, I'm just scrolling down right now for you to see.
Just want to say one thing before I keep going. You know, I met a girl one time that said she was homeless for a while, and I asked her, you know, what happened? You had no family, nothing? You know, just wanted to ask. You know, she said, "Well, I had family, but I didn't get along with them." That's people say that. That's typical. I said, well, I mean, but you got brothers, friends, whatever, you know. She like, yeah. but I don't want to seem weak and ask a man for help. I said, this is, oh God. You know, it is what it is. I ain't gonna, like, yo, I get it. But y'all, this goddamn facade got to go. Because, yo, you do not want to be at the car at 2 o'clock in the morning, yo. I gotta tell you, yeah, that day when my tire went flat down, that shit cold as fuck. I just let you know. So I can imagine the woman freeze, especially you got kids in the car too. This shit is kind of crazy, man. Damn. Lightning strike just crazy out of there. Ain't never call for no damn rain.
For you to see
homeless by choice, I feel completely safe where I live. In order to get into my residence, you have to have a code. And in order to get on any floor other than the first floor in the elevator, you also have to have a code. So I don't have to worry about anyone running up on me while I'm sleeping. Now, this is my routine at night before I go do Uber. Because the business hours are from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and everything locks down, including the elevator, I have to set myself up to where I can get back into the unit once I'm done working. So that's what you see me doing here. I go up to my unit, I put my things away, I come back down, I set up the door to where it does not lock, and also to where no one can notice that it's open. There are other people here. I don't want to jeopardize them. I'll prop the gate open so that I can walk through, and I park my car outside. So although I'm homeless by choice, I feel completely safe where I live.
To hear the delusion, I'm homeless by choice. Ma'am, nobody's homeless by choice.
That woman says she's homeless by choice, Frank. She's homeless by choice.
They actually putting that shit on social media.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Is this bitch telling the truth? Is she telling the truth?
Shit you don't put on. Man, you keep your family or certain family. You don't even tell certain family that, let alone the social media.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. Thank you.
This motherfucker capping, man. That's a crazy shit, though. But I just show you these women.
You can't really see nothing. So what's she saying? She living in the storage unit? What's she saying?
That's what it looked like to me. It looked like a pod.
Yeah, I know when I had my nonprofit stuff and extra space storage, I seen a lot of people living in them little storage units, but I had to get my shit out of there because they start breaking in. Oh yeah, they break in. Yep.
Well,
a lot of them bussy thighs up in there too. A lot of them bussy thighs up in there.
Motherfuckers on meth up in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers wild.
Let me see if another one.
Nobody's homeless by choice. Nobody.
Hey.
Nobody is living a life of instability, especially a woman, by choice. That go against our very nature. It is against a woman's very nature to choose instability if we have a choice not to choose instability. Do we understand what would have to happen or what kind of circumstances would have to be going on in order to choose instability? Stability would have to mean that we would have to be involved with something that we consciously cannot do. Criminal activity for those of us who could not do sex work, for those of us who stability would have to come in the form of doing something that we would not be able to look ourselves in the face anymore if we had to do it versus instability. Do y'all understand what I'm talking about? The only time that a woman would choose homelessness and instability is if stability meant doing something, engaging in something that she absolutely cannot do. And even in that situation, if we really had to be like that, we would never say we're homeless by choice. We would never say that. We would say circumstances put me here. This is just the circumstance that I'm in right now. I can't help it. I can't help it. You know, I'm trying to work myself out of it, but this is bad, and I don't want to live like this. That's what we would say. If we had to be in a situation where we could not have stable housing, we would not delude ourselves. We would not delude ourselves into saying, I'm homeless by choice, because that's a whole delusion. It's a whole delusion, because if somebody came with a good apartment
now on roughly 120 saves, I guess, since September. Been homeless since September the 18th, trying to continue to smile and put on a happy face. But I just really wanted to just reach out today and post a small video just to tell everyone thank you for the comments, for the likes, for the words of wisdom, words of encouragement, the inboxes, the messages, the Instagrams, the emails, the phone calls. The support just has been amazing. I just want to just tell everybody just thank you. That's really about it. Other than that, I'm doing okay. I did receive a few more small donations yesterday. So I was able to stay in a room last night. Outside of that, I did receive a phone call for the job offer that I have been waiting for. I have not received the official effective date, the official invitation.
Now, this one says she homeless in Houston, right? Okay, cool. All right. Now, here's my thing. I'm just saying, if you want to post this shit, that's fine. That's on you. I can't stop you posting this shit. But I'm saying, like, what's up? What you doing? And how do we get here? And I'm pretty sure I hope you find somebody help you if this is real, right? But this is, like I say, it is. I call it a crisis, but I call it more of a situation, because when you're putting this stuff out there on the web, that's when you got to be careful. But if people donating to you, now here's the Moynihan report.
Hello and welcome to today's presentation on the Moynihan Report, presented by the National Abolition Hall of Fame and Museum, whose mission is to honor anti-slavery abolitionists, their work to end slavery and the legacy of that struggle, and strives to complete the second and ongoing abolition, the moral conviction to end racism. The Moynihan Report, officially titled The Black Family, The Case for National Action, was a 1965 report commissioned by the United States Department of Labor and authored by Daniel Patrick Moynihan, a sociologist and policy analyst who would later become a senator. The report was intended to examine the state of the Black American family and provide recommendations for policy interventions to address what Moynihan saw as a crisis in the Black community. The report was controversial at the time of its publication and remains a subject of debate and discussion to this day. as it continues to be seen as a significant document in the history of American social policy. Moynihan's central argument in the report was that the Black American family was in crisis, and that this crisis was driven by a range of social and economic factors. Specifically, he argued that the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow segregation had left Black families with a range of social and economic disadvantages, including lower levels of education, higher rates of unemployment, and limited access to housing and other resources. These factors, he argued, had contributed to a breakdown in the traditional family structure among Black Americans, with high rates of single parenthood, absent fathers, and other family dysfunctions. In discussing why he believed this was the case, he writes, quote, "There are two reasons. First, the racist virus in the American bloodstream still afflicts us. Blacks will encounter serious personal prejudice for at least another generation. Second, 3 centuries of sometimes unimaginable mistreatment have taken their toll on the Black people. The harsh fact is that, as a group, at the present times, in terms of ability to win out in the competitions of American life, they are not equal to most of those groups with which they will be competing." And, quote, "Indices of dollars of income, standards of living, and years of education deceive. The gap between the Blacks and most other groups in American society is widening. The fundamental
Now, I think this guy also did resign after the Great Society Act as well. I think he resigned after that.
problem in which this is most clearly the case is that of family structure. Moynihan's report was controversial for a number of reasons. Critics argued that he was blaming the victims of systemic racism and poverty for their own problems, rather than focusing on the structural factors that had contributed to their situation. Many also saw the report as a racist document, as it seemed to suggest that Black people were inherently less capable of maintaining stable families and that their cultural norms were inferior to those of white Americans. However, despite these criticisms, the Moynihan Report had a significant impact on American social policy. It helped to shape the debate around poverty and inequality in the United States, and it was seen as a call to action for policymakers to address the social and economic factors that were contributing to what Moynihan called the breakdown of the Black family. In the years following the report's publication, a range of policy initiatives were introduced to address the issues that Moynihan highlighted in his document, including programs to improve access to education, employment, and affordable housing for Black Americans, as well as efforts to strengthen family through counseling, support services, and other interventions. The Moynihan Report also helped to spur a broader national conversation about race and inequality in America. It was published at a time of significant social and political upheaval, as the civil rights movement was gaining momentum and the country was grappling with deep-seated issues of racial injustice. Consider that the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibited discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin, had just been passed. Therefore, it was published in a moment in which many people were looking at systemic issues and how they were inherently harming minority communities. The report added fuel to this fire, as it highlighted the extent to which race and poverty were intertwined and pointed to the urgent need for action to address these issues. Despite the controversy surrounding the Moynihan Report, it helped to set the stage for a range of policies and initiatives that aimed to address the root causes of poverty and inequality in America, and it helped to focus attention on the urgent need to address these issues in a more comprehensive and proactive way, such as through actual policies. While the report's legacy rightly remains contested, it continues to be seen as a significant document in the history of American social policy, and it inspires debate and discussion about the ongoing challenges of poverty, inequality, and racial justice in the United States. Thank you for attending today's presentation.
Well, I'm just saying. Basically, he did write this report back then, but he wrote that report. Now he didn't resign. He actually served in the Nixon administration. I think it was after Tanner, but they he wrote this report. But he actually some of the things he said actually, because after that time, they had deindustrialization and all that. So that was some things that did happen. But he was on the LG. I think he was with Kennedy, but I think LGJ got him. He was a senator, like that.
What did he say?
Thing, and then Tanner came in 30 years after that, and Tanner was really like the kind of like death nail in the coffin. So that actually hurt as well. So just wanted to bring that to you. One more thing, because there was a mass shooting in at a church. Yeah, in Mississippi, man.
And there was a plane crash today. You heard about that? The plane crash? Another plane crash.
Plane crash every day, ain't it?
Damn, what's going on with that, man? It ain't a quinky dink. No.
Well, hold on. We were talking about family. So here we go.
I don't know what to make of it. In 31 plus years of this job, this ranks up there with one of the crazier ones I've heard.
And we begin with breaking news out of the west side of Detroit, where 5 family members have been sent to the hospital, all of them with gunshot wounds. Detroit police say there was a fight between family members and then things escalated into a full-on shootout. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Hillary Goulston.
And I'm Dave Spencer. We are learning more now about the condition. So much to unpack here. Where to start?
Yeah, 2 people, though, are critical condition and 3 in temp serious. But let's talk about what happened. Let's rewind the clock back to yesterday. And that's what led up to all this. Is a family member died after a long-term illness. She was an elderly woman. And then today, all the family members were together trying to discuss logistics after a passing, what to do as funeral arrangements, where to have the body taken. We're shooting. We know right now, as I said at the top, that 2 brothers in their 50s in critical condition, and then 3 women who are also family members. One of them, the wife of one of the brothers, and then also a niece who was in her 20s, also in the hospital. Now, the Assistant Chief Fitzgerald talks about this way better than I can. So I want you to listen to what he has to say in his own words.
Sounds like it started with the 2 brothers in a physical altercation. Gun falls out of the one brother's waistband. Another brother picks it up, fires a shot. Others return fire to defend that person. And even when the original officers, the responding officers arrived at scene, they were still fighting on the front lawn. One of the family members had a broom, hit another family member with the broom.
Okay, so right now we know that there was also a person who was inside the house. This all happened outside, but who was inside the house who was...
So that's one shooting, right? This is what Dawson was talking about yesterday, right here. This happened.
Wide on live now from Fox. We appreciate you continuing to join us. All in real time. We do want to go next up to Georgia, get an update on a situation that happened late last night. Walmart employee is accused of shooting and killing some of his co-workers. There's 2 different separate scenes right now, and we are getting the latest information from the police. Let's listen to this brief news conference on Live Now.
Person shot. When they entered inside, they located 2 gentlemen with gunshot wounds. The one gentleman was deceased. One was in critical condition. And then another call came in of another person shot over on Emerson Trail.
Boy.
The investigation revealed was that Mr. Uda, which is going to be the shooter, was inside the store. All 3 of them are employees. Mr. Uda left the store, retrieved a handgun, re-entered the store, located a Mr. Khalif Barksdale, age 21 of Covington, and shot that gentleman. He then went up a couple more aisles. He located Ryan Brad, Bradley, age 29 of Covington, and that gentleman. Mr. Uda then left, went to a house on Emerson Trail, forced entry into the house, located a female whose name is Akila Clark, age 19, and shot her. From what we can understand is all four of them were employees here at Walmart. All four of them are acquaintances. Mr. Uda then left the scene, went I-20 eastbound towards Aiken, South Carolina, where he pulled over onto the side of the road. Newton County deputies happened to locate a phone number for him and was talking to him on the phone. He pulled off to the side of the road. They negotiated that he was going to turn himself in. When Aiken, South Carolina Sheriff's Office and South Carolina State Patrol located the gentleman, he then shot himself. Mr. Uda is currently in a hospital in Augusta in critical condition. Ryan Bradley is currently in the local hospital in critical condition.
What is the first and last name of Mr. Uda?
Mr. Uda is
First and last name spelling, please.
Dwayne, D-W-A-Y-N-E, Uda, E-D-U-H.
And what was his role here? Do you know what he did at
Just from what we understand, all of them were employees here at Walmart.
You talked about them being acquaintances.
We don't know a motive at this time.
So what was the relationship?
They're just all I know is that they were acquaintances and they all worked here at Walmart.
We're hearing that there might have been some sort of altercation between the people inside this Walmart. What can you tell us about that?
We have not heard anything about an altercation at this time. It's like I say, as you can understand, it's still a very active.
All right, now look, and I ain't never heard this in my life, but this is good. Dawson, since we got nurses here, we can ask a good question. They got to think of how do you prevent blood clots while traveling? I said, what in the hell? At least I know how to prevent that, though.
From this past spring break to summer vacations, it's the time of year when folks like to travel, but if you're going a long distance, there's a potential danger that health experts say you really should know about.
Health reporter Haley Hernandez goes over how to prevent blood clots in your legs during long trips.
It is a season of travel, and whether you're vacationing by car or by plane, experts say long trips can take a toll on your body.
Blood clots are very rare with air travel, but they are not uncommon with the long distance travel. You're talking about travel more than 4 or 5 hours.
Cardiologist Dr. Aletti with Orlando Health says a blood clot can be life-threatening. Symptoms include swelling, pain, or tenderness in the legs, especially if it's just in one leg. Skin may be red and warm to the touch. If you have these symptoms, you should seek care.
If you delay that and if you take some time, then that blood clot may have broken off and you're giving a chance to develop a blood clot in the lungs, which is more life-threatening.
To prevent blood clots on long trips, Aletti says to take breaks. In the car, stop every couple of hours to stretch your legs. On a plane, wearing compression socks can help reduce swelling and improve blood flow. If you can't stand up, you can also try calf exercises while seated to keep the blood moving.
You can do some toe lifts or heel lifts. Squeeze your calves.
The doctor says knowing your risk is also important. You are more likely to get blood clots if there's a personal or family history of them, or if you have weight or vein problems. Those who are pregnant or recently had surgery are also at increased risk.
So yeah, so while you're in there, also when you go on that long family trip, just make sure you don't get your blood clot while driving. I know you know better, but I just fucking with you. This is kind of crazy. They actually made a whole new system.
It's just the side effects of the jab.
I saw that shit today, man. I said, come on. Really? Like, I can understand you driving probably about what?
Exactly.
Richmond to California. But
think about all the truck drivers. Think about all the air pilots. Think about all the air stewards. Man, come on.
because the guy was talking about it today. He was talking about the Milwaukee Bucks and this boy named Damian Lillard because they were talking about, he gonna play. He had what they call deep vein thrombosis in his calf, and but they say he gonna be ready for the playoffs. He might play maybe a week or two from now, but they say he had been on blood thinners. So I said, he had a blood clot. You say he out, but he coming back to play in the playoffs. They're like, yeah, They're like, you just got to make sure to get the blood clot down. I'm like, excuse me? Like, you said the man had blood clot in his calf, right? Man, basketball player. Y'all think, okay, so he just, now he ready to play all of a sudden. He just got ruled out in March. Now he already play, possibly. All right. We're going to see. But hey, Ronnie James playing, so what the hell?
There you go.
So, yeah. Matter of fact, I think he started his first game yesterday. Come think about it. Somebody had told me about it. So, but that's another story. So, that's just another story that got me right there. But hey, look, when you're traveling, make sure you don't have no blood clots. Take some olives and some some other things. You might be fine. Drink water and whatever. But then to put a PSA out on this, talking about it's travel season and how to prevent blood clots during travel. This is mighty goddamn suspect. I would just put it like this. Now we ought to know what the hell going on here. But they got a new mRNA thing named Octavis Therapeutics, something that was just approved last week. FDA approved STAR. It's called the STAR mRNA vaccine or some shit like that. So yeah, so that's another thing. But hey, look, I always tell people when it comes to these jabs, just don't take them. I mean, you'll be fine. I mean, hey, measles is called Merck, and they trying to murk your ass. That's who sponsors it, Merck. And that's they want to murk your ass. But don't worry about it. If you got
Was that your video?
What?
Was that your video? Or somebody else's video was talking about unvaccinated kid in Indiana caused the spread of measles. Which I know that's a lie.
I didn't.
Did you play that or somebody? Okay.
That wasn't me. But I do know they say the Mennonite community down there in Texas is not vaccinated. Maybe that's why they call them spread of measles, some shit like that. Yeah, I know about it. Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Well, we got exemption forms for these vaccines. So, okay.
Yeah, so not, but as a matter of fact, come think about it. I think they said that 90% of Texas is taking it, and they got this small group of people that's not or something. I think it's 90% of Texas or something. It took the measles shot or something. Or was it that area? One or the other. But I mean, people take it to go to school or whatever. It is what it is. But I'm just saying, hey, look, we talking about measles.
Mm-hmm.
I think measles is about like that wolf species they trying to bring back, whatever they. They talk about measles. Measles is about as crazy as that damn wolf they trying to bring back. Hey, I thought they said it was over one time. Must be coming back now. Here, let's be real. Let me say this before I go. Let me bring this up. Number one, anybody with common sense know that if you're a child, measles, chickenpox, and what's the other one? Is it rubella, whatever the hell it was, mumps or something? Whatever it's called, right? Everybody knows that stuff ain't hurt kids that much. Maybe yeah, chickenpox as a kid, hey man, you know what? You got it. It's over with. It's done, right? You can have all them. You do not want to catch this stuff. Actually, this stuff is more harmful to you as an adult than a child. They're not even. That's the part they're not even being honest about. That's the bullshit. That's what I don't like. See, you gotta be real. Like, most people get flu one time. All right, you done. All right, fine. Right. You know, you might get pneumonia. You can get pneumonia more than once, of course. You know, you can, get that. But flu and all this stuff, you only get this stuff one time usually. So, I mean, they need to tell people the real deal about that. But that's what we need to know. You are the regulator of your own body. You are. Nobody else.
And that's so true.
So when you are the regulator, and remember, like Crimson Q playing the video, it's not a woman nature. But when you out of nature, this shit get real freaky, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Things get real freaky in nature. So remember this always. You just got to think, right? Just sit back and relax for a minute. You know, I told my boy out there, I had to sit. I said, wait a minute, man. I said, hold on. And guess what? Funny. How about a guy told me today, out of all things, the shit that's going on, a guy told me, hey, BJ, how you doing? I said, I'm doing all right. He said, man, I'm sorry, man, I ain't been able to work out with y'all lately. I said, why? He said, man, I ain't been trying to get hurt or nothing because, I got a test for the fire department tomorrow where I got to do all this climbing and stuff. I said, oh, yeah? I said, that's nice. So he's going to do the fire department test tomorrow. So yeah, told him about it. I said, yeah. And I told him about, a little situation I had going on with my buddy and stuff. And he was like, oh, okay. He said, damn. He said, that's kind of surprising. But he was saying he was getting ready to do the fire department test. So good luck to him, whatever. Hope he passes it. Young guy, probably about 25. So it is what it is. But I mean, people just want me to be careful. And hey, don't listen to these psychologists, because I call them psychopaths. They crazy as hell, and they telling you they want you to be in the crazy house or the nut house or the whack house or the suicide house. Right?
Exactly.
Because one thing about it, really to tell you the truth, this psychology is one of the
Colleges, them indoctrination camps. Shit.
Think about the psychiatrist. Now let's get real. I know you can do a surgery on somebody, right? But in reality, you can't. Well, one thing I ain't never known nobody, unless you have a brain surgery, but a person can't really get into your brain and really get into your thoughts, right? So if they telling you, tell me what you thinking, you can tell them, but thought go that fast. So when you leave, when you leave out there, out of the damn office, you think about something else. So
good point.
Your thoughts can be sedated with medicine, of course. And you can tranquilize your thoughts with medicine and the herbs and all this. But in the end, that psychiatrist, I know they got therapists. But to be honest with you, if you look at some of these people that daggone giving you psychiatric lessons, you might want to ask them, is you straight? Because you might have to be psychiatrist with them one day. Hey, look, I just telling you, man. I don't know you been. Hey, yo. Because see, remember this. Psychiatrist is just a degree of knowledge. Hey, look, I gotta always tell people, it's nice. You pass board exams, you can do all that. But is you really thinking, or did you just pass the test? Just because you think, just get bad test, don't mean you're thinking. Mean you might have a memory, but it don't mean you're thinking all the time. Because the number one test, you done found out in the last couple of years, Frank. And like I said, I got these pair of scissors right here. Hey, look, either you cut on or you cut off. Somebody cutting the umbilical cord and somebody cutting it off. So your best job right now is staying alive. Not praying for Easter Sunday, by the way. Not getting you a nice outfit for Easter Sunday. Please, come on. Dawson. Tell a nice girl in the neighborhood, Dawson. Don't go spend no $300 on a dress for one day, please. Come on, you can be a, you know what I'm saying? Don't go get $300.
You forgot to add the quick. You forgot to add all the quick weave in and the nails and eyelashes.
That counts into the $300. I mean, the dress might be about $100 or whatever. Maybe the quick weave nails might. I don't know, because I don't know. I told you the girl used to mess with my homeboy. She told him he didn't want to pay $300 for no quick weave or something. But she like, that's the minimum for that. I said, she like, I didn't have. She say, that's the minimum for her quick weave, baby. She get them expensive quick weaves.
Damn.
And I asked him next time that she tell my quick weave, how long that quick weave last? Because I know women that got weave. That shit don't last. You ain't keeping that.
It don't last. It don't last. Yeah, it don't last long. That's why I say I don't understand why they do it. It's not a good invent. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I paid for my birthday one year when I got highlights in my hair. I'm never doing that again because my hair grows too fast. I paid like $300 for that. I got fussed at by my son, and my son did. But I understand why, because it didn't last long. So yeah, they getting quick weave every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. That shit don't last long. So I was telling my nieces, I saw a video on Instagram. They should be having some of the hair be having however mine in it, and shit, other people's spirits all tied up in their hair. You don't know what them people been through, and you wearing that shit on your head, and you wonder why you all negative and depressed. And man, please, I be doing spirits transfer.
Right.
Watch this. See, Dawson hitting it. She hit the money game, right? All right. So let's just pull it up. See, she said it right. So unfortunate, Dawson, for the girls, and not for you, because you got the game. So you know once you got the little game, you all right with me. Wait, when you talk about the real game, the game they playing. Oh, the global hair weave market is a multi-billion-dollar industry with projections including further growth. The market is driven by the demand for appearance and grooming, and hair weave is significant by this trend. IMARC Group estimates the hair weave market is to reach $4.2 billion by 2033, while market forecast projects it to reach $5.87 billion by 2032. And then so that means they're going up in it. The black hair industry. The black hair industry includes wigs, weaves, braids, multi-billion-dollar market driven by the increasing demand for natural hair product and protective styles. Yeah, right. Now, of course, the global hair wigs and extension market is experiencing significant growth from projected CAGR of 8.4 from 2023 to 2030. Right. So, offering hair weave consistently enhance the revenue streams and profit margin of hairstyles and salon owners. Now, let me tell you something. That is the word I call a limited hangout. That's bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. Because what these women ain't telling you is, if you don't own the distribution, you get ripped the fuck off. If you ain't got distribution rights to this hair products and this weave, you're getting ripped the fuck off.
Sure.
Who controls the damn distribution of this hair weave market?
The Asians, man.
And that's what
we make it do something, make some shake a tail feather if he keep them tariffs on from China. I don't know.
Yeah, but hey, look, but you know what though? By one estimate, the global wig weaving and hair and market worth $7 billion and expected to grow to $10 billion by 2024. And then you can pull up the Hustle Daily right here. The economics of the human hair trade. Yeah, see that? Yeah. So
Yeah.
now,
Okay.
in recent years, celebrities and social media influencers have attracted a new subset of human hair consumers. Khloe Kardashian has a whole closet in her house dedicated to extensions. Her sister Kim caused a Twitter storm with a hair extension on the floor in the background. The human hair supply chain. Now, Hong Kong, 30.2 million a year in exports. In India, 19 million. And they call it harvesting hair. As you see the woman over there, they cutting her hair off, and they get ready to ship their hair to you. See that? Ain't that nice? Yeah. Yeah. Nice, right? So that's what Dawson calls transferring spirits. Transferring the hair from their head onto yours. Right. Now.
They're getting scalped. They're getting scalped.
Yes, they're getting scalped. Right? Yeah. Another thing, I know this might sound crazy. I know y'all want to celebrate Cancer Awareness Month. But please stop sticking with the damn trend all the time and cut your damn. If you do not have cancer, stop cutting your damn hair. Matter of fact, I don't even want you to cut it all with it on, but come on, let's get real. I mean, you know, I know y'all want to be Erica Badu and shit. But no, cut it out. Let's get real. Erica Badu cut her hair one time. Look, they say, Dawson, can you just be yourself for once? Please be yourself.
There you go, BJ.
Stop trying this person, that person. I had to tell the girls a couple weeks ago, man. You got 5 different personalities. I don't know who you is every day. You one person this day, you the one person that day, you up, down, left, right, and who the hell knows, right? You know, I got to
better check that medicine cabinet.
Well, you know how it is, BJ. You know, we have you know, we always got to make sure that we're on top of our game when we go to work. And I'm like, don't worry about them. You ain't in there for 8 hours a day. Shit. Rest.
That's true.
Ain't no one else. You got to get Starbucks. You ain't got to do none of that stuff again. You can just be normal and do what they got to do. You don't have to, nobody got to talk about it outside. That's it. We don't put that out there. Never mind, right? But
interesting.
So, you know, do you like me? Look here. Like I said, be yourself. Look, you know, because everybody knows that, like I've been seeing the jumps, you know, oh, I'm going to get tattoos, and it's like, you know, just happened the other day. You know, playing basketball. I was telling Chak the other day. I don't know how these guys be playing basketball with earrings and ear necklaces on and shit. I'm like, come on, right? This is another thing, right? But just what it is. Hey, Frank. They always tell you, Frank. Hey, everybody wants to be a celebrity, obviously these days. But guess what? They're not telling you. These celebrities taking heavy medications too. As a matter of fact, they show you Kim Kardashian them got that weed, and you know they got butt jobs and all this other bullshit. But I think the butt job of them was a sacrifice because their job was to get a butt job to tell you to get a butt job, and now guess what?
There you go, BJ. You got it. You got it. That's what they was ushering in to do.
Want you to get a butt job or a whack job, and then you end up like the women down there in Miami at the recovery house dead.
Come on now, dead.
And one thing we gotta go back to the story. That woman was a newborn mother who went down there to Miami. That's what you should be.
She did. She just had a birth. These bitches, they don't care about their kids. I told you, these motherfuckers don't even care about their kids. You don't even think that far to even look at, you know, to see the serious side effects. You just obviously whoever you had the body, whoever you had the baby by. I mean, he didn't mind your body the way it was. He ain't laid up had a baby with you. Boy,
And they showed a picture of her baby, so I don't know if it was a newborn baby, but I know she was a mother, but I do know that. But you know, it is what it is. But I'm just saying that look, but you notice in the story it said she went there with her sister. That was a birthday thing they were doing, going to some cosmetic surgery. And look, I'm gonna be dead on with you. The only cosmetics, you know, I used to see on the shelf, I didn't really call lotion the cosmetic, but lotion. Some people wore makeup. But the thing is, you know, cosmetics on you. Yes, you the actual cosmetic. You in for bad thing because you
crash dummy, man.
No, I call them. You don't hijack your own genius. Guess what? But hey, like they told you, if the projection is getting worse because hey, look, you know, Frank, we're gonna get into this thing. We're gonna get this thing one day, Frank. We talk about these dating networks because Frank already told you a lot of these people is antisocial, right? He said they're antisocial, right?
Facts.
So you know, a lot of these women can't be beating a man on a normal tip.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
Same thing on the end for a lot of guys. If you really sit back and just go somewhere and sit there for probably about an hour, you will be able to tell that people really cannot conversate with people no more than 5 seconds. Without saying, because they be like, you might piss me the fuck off, but I don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? But I get it because I understand. You know, it's a weird mix up in society right now with the way people talk to each other. And by the way, don't talk to each other. Actually, more so than that. Actually, people will not talk to you more than talk to you, which used to be, you know, dang. Some people say, man, I don't know, I'm glad nobody talk to me. No way. No, if you're in a building of 100 people, right, and nobody says nothing to you, you might want to think, are you in a building with clones or something? Hey, look.
That's what my son said. They go out to the nightclub. Everybody just standing around looking at one another. I'm like, nah, that ain't how we was getting down. Like we was getting it in. Right. Damn, they're standing around and shit. Shoot.
Right.
See, that make us not even appreciate how we grew up. It was still some commonality there, a sense of normalcy, I should say. Unfortunately. Wow.
Well, I tell you something. I told you, my homegirl told me.
It's something to it because I remember me and my son was at a restaurant one time and it was like 2 people came. Oh my gosh, I can't. You know, I guess they was shocked we wasn't on the phone and having a conversation. So I don't know. It's bad.
Well, I'm gonna say this. People got to, like, you know, think and get. I ain't gonna say it's past the nation. It's almost like they got to put their, like, they almost got it implanted not to speak because I guess speaking there is like foreign to people because if you know if you can just be between a damn avatar on a Twitter screen or whatever, not Twitter, Facebook avatar, whatever and stuff. And like Chak was saying, you know, they like to sit there and, you know, send like 5,000 texts or whatever. Matter of fact, come and think about it. Shoot. Hey, this just happened today.
What are you talking about? Text messages? What are you talking about on Messenger? What are you talking about? On Messenger?
It might be texting on Messenger or just regular text, right? It just
okay.
Me today. The woman told me today, she said something about eating she was getting a pizza or something like that. And she was like, I know you eat pineapples, you better not put pineapples on no pizza. I said, I ain't putting no damn pineapple on no damn pizza. If I eat some damn pizza, what the hell wrong with you? I said, and I said no or something I said that message. And she like, why Why you ain't send no long detailed message back? You just said no, I'm not doing nothing like that or something like that. I mean, there ain't no whole lot of explanations or shit like this. I'm not putting no fucking pizza. So, you know, but like I said, hey, look, call me when you need me. Hey, look, ain't no, I mean, all jokes aside, I know people want to put all the characters in. You back in the day, a text message about 200 characters, and that's it. Now they don't say, you know what? We know that people don't talk on the phone, but you can send a 1,000-word text message you want to now. Almost two shit. You can send a text message down like a paragraph to a book. They knew that people were gonna start texting this guy. Talk.
See, that's why it was good back in the day when. Remember, they had a limit on the number of text messages you can send.
Mm-hmm.
Even your phone had minutes on it. Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, first phone I ever got, Frank, we had a service called Virgin Mobile, right?
Oh yeah, that's
yeah, I have to tell you.
Man.
Had Virgin Mobile, and you know, my mom, she was like, gave it to me, and they like, you know, but I have to use I forgot how many minutes, might have been 50 minutes or whatever. I have to use it. Hey, look, you use all the minutes and money, couldn't use no more. So then, you know, I said, damn, I was using the junk. You know, I said, damn, I got me a cell phone. You know, pretty cool, right? So, you know, in there, right? So I got there. So then I said, damn, man, you know, I used to talk to this girl from Louisa County. She went to George Mason University. Man, her was cool, really tight. She was from Louisa County. And I said, damn, all my minutes going on the phone. I like talking to this girl and shit. So, so I thought I used the house phone, right? My mom didn't have long distance. But she came in one day, she said, hold on. What the hell is going on? You all right? I said, yeah. She like, who you keep calling from Louisa County? I said, oh, they talking to the girl out there. She like, yeah, I know you talking to the girl out there because my phone be $410. I said, oh, yeah, my bad, man. I ran the minutes on my phone. She told me, but that you gonna call this damn phone, my phone $410. You mad as shit, yo. So anyway, one day the girl came to the house or whatever, right? She came over. She came about 50 minutes away from the country. Came over. And yeah, you know, I thought mom was at work and stuff, but that day she was home and stuff. So, you know, I was like, damn, you know. But I mean, you know, he was already doing what he was doing or whatever. You already get the drill when I talk about it. But anyway, my mom saw Carl leaving the door. She was like, you a pretty girl. She was like, any reason you been calling my phone? She like, yeah. She like, me and BJ, we talk all the time. She like, I know y'all talk all the time. She, where you been? I said, I met him downtown, Richmond. She like, come all the time. She like, go to George Mason University. I'm a junior. She like, yeah. She said, my phone been $410. She like, oh no. I like, yeah. She like, yeah. Man. She said, you. So then my mom after that, I think she got me a Sprint phone or something like that. Now that was kind of weird because you only had 1,000 minutes on that. Now, the good thing with Sprint phone now, after 7 o'clock or prime time, it was free. I think on the weekend it was free or something like that. But I remember that cell phone when they had the minutes, you went over minutes, you was toast, or you had to buy a top-up card or whatever they called it. But the thing I remember is that phone being $410 because I was like, damn, I ran out of minutes and shit. So I remember that shit was crazy, man. I was like, you better run my damn phone. No $410 because you called long distance. I was on the phone. I'm telling you, I was on the phone for hours at a time, like at least 2 hours, like after midnight. Talking on the damn phone. So that's how it was, man. So of course now they got long distance calling and stuff like that. Matter of fact, landline phone basically almost out of existence, but it's just some people. But some of my dads still using people today. I'm just saying that. But that just go to show you that you do appreciate almost 20, 30 years ago. So now you be like, damn, is this shit even recognizable? But that's how it is, man. But that's how it was. So I actually glad sometimes that I thought about them things because I said, damn. I said, Demo, look,
BJ, did I send you that video? Or I just sent it to Frank and Chak?
You talking about Carmelo evidence? They released him? Or they on bond?
Not that one. It was another by a lady. She had paid. I think I sent it to Chak. No, I sent it to Chak. She paid like $10,000 for like a dating or relationship coach. But anyway, she met a guy a year. They got together and then they engaged now. But they dragging her on social. The sister girl is dragging her on social media. I'm not gonna pay $10,000 for. But she didn't say she paid $10,000 for a man. She said she paid it for a relationship coach. These women here, man. These sister, these bitches.
That's funny as hell. Now, like I said, time out now. Let's see. Let me tell you something. All jokes aside, I don't know about they paid $10,000, but I'm telling you, I told you, Dawson, there is a gigolo network out here. So them motherfuckers paying something sometime. There's a gigolo network. So yeah, don't lie. I mean, you may not be paying $10,000 or whatever you saying, dating coach or whatever, but there is a gigolo network. As a matter of fact, R. Kelly and them had a song called Gigolo, didn't they? Yeah. Right. I think it was R. Kelly and Nick Cannon or something like that. But yeah, so hey, look. Don't let them they capping too. Sometimes not the sister girls, they cap a little bit. They you know, don't hey look, don't believe the hype. They cap a little bit though. So it's okay. But if it worked for, hey, I'm not telling them to do it, whatever floats your boat, but hey, it is what it is. Hey, look, somebody got some success out of it. Good for her, right? But
correct. Because what she was saying is, it's like the roles reversed. Now the men are being very picky, or holding out or waiting right. They want to make sure you legit who you say you are. So see how the roles are reversed.
You say America's Most Wanted?
Yeah.
Most Unwanted? Man.
America Most Unwanted, yep.
Well, I'm gonna say this. How they say it, Frank, she said, so if they gonna be America's Most Unwanted, Frank, then guess what? Then that mean we're gonna have to be America's Most Wanted.
Okay.
There you go.
So that means somebody. So if the role flip, then men gonna have to stop being America's Most Wanted. See, that's different now. See, they got to flip the card because somebody roles got reversed. So we got to be America's Most Wanted then or something. Unfortunately, now here's the deal. I've been seeing this a lot. I'm just telling you, this is just some wacko shit lately, yo. I'm telling you, like, yo, not saying this, sister girls. I'm just saying this. Don't get mad at me, but you need to reality smacks everybody, right? So that's good. It's a good thing. But you know, when I'm out in the county, and I go to the gyms or work out with certain people and stuff, I'm telling you, sister girls, the brothers, look, they come up and bringing Becky to the gym lately. I don't know what's up, sister girls, man. Y'all might have to come in. Hey, yo, I'm about to grab me about 5 of y'all and put y'all in the car, man, and have y'all examine this thing yourself and shit. Maybe I'll examine it because y'all, I know you get a little mad at this, but I don't know what time it is, man. I just be saying, I said, damn, man, well, I guess somebody else saying they want to be America's Most Wanted too. Unfortunately, I am a clown, remember, because I did tell a brother that only problem with what you're doing is, man, about 40, 50 years old, you might not be the aesthetics you like, but it is what it is, right? But it's okay. But at the same time, I guess aesthetics ain't the way it used to be no more because like you said, Dawson just said it. They want to know what you got or working with and say who you are. And guess what? I'm gonna be dead on with you. That pretty face and the glitz and the glamour these days, that don't tell nobody no more who you are. That is almost like that's almost like writing on a piece of paper and scratching everything out. Cause you got the prettiest ones with the craziest minds. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, some of these pretty ones, I'm telling you, the ones talking about committing suicide. No bullshit. This is wild shit, man. Man, that girl pretty as hell. Talking about committing suicide. Because remember, he's up here. And remember this, Easter Sunday. So, hey, look, when Easter come and what do you call it? Jesus got to get his collection plate. I'm sure Jamal Bryan and TD Jakes and the boys. I don't even hear of TD Jakes lately, but you know the pastors, they get a nice little bit of change or whatever, you know. Hey, got to get the church fleet filled. So I will say a lot of women have been telling me lately they are God-fearing women. So that's always nice to hear. I'm sorry, man. Hey, look, just got to say it. Hey, look, if you God-fearing women, be nice and let two of America's, or in this case, since Chak is a fellow of the line too, three of America's most wanted. Excuse me. But hey, ladies, first, go ahead and shout out your information.
Can you hear me, BJ? Oh shit. Hello?
Nah, you was on mute. Okay, you good.
Okay, my bad. Okay, yeah, it's share_speaks with a Z after that instead of the S21 on Instagram. And my second Instagram is share speaks. Of course, like I said, instead of the S, put a Z 21 on IG. I want to say I'm share speaks. Yeah, just share speaks on TikTok. And the same for YouTube. Share Speaks and Share Speaks TV.
Yeah, it was that's pretty good. Yeah, like I said, hey, look, like I would tell you, just when it comes to sister girls, put your blinders on, put your sunshades on and whatever, and just, you know, hey, look, you're gonna need the brothers sooner or later, I guess, maybe. Or maybe not. You might want a woman. I don't know. I've been hearing that lately. They want a woman these days, actually.
Sad.
Hey, look, hey, misery loves company. Hey, look, and they want honey. Unfortunately, guess what? Been seeing a lot of violence among these women lately. So I just leave it at that. All right, Frank.
Word, salute once again. You know what I'm saying? We just basically, man, just got to stay on it, man. Just keep the information going, keep it flowing. You know what I'm saying? And just not let these people, the powers that be, and this elite people mislead us. You see what I'm saying? And program us with the BS. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, so hit me up at XX Frank Nitty XX on YouTube and also on Instagram, and then Frank Jones A115 is the other Instagram. I can tap in with me, man. Check out the content. All right.
All right, Chak, you around or sleep, whatever? It's okay, man. Hey, look, we all get sleepy, man. Shit. I was knocked out at 7:30 this morning, 8 o'clock. I tell you, man, it was breaking my ass, man. But if he ain't around, it is Chak Wild on Instagram and Chak Wild on YouTube. And on my front, I said we gotta start doing getting in the 70s, 80s now. Start working out. Talking nephew, told him we're gonna start intensifying some of these workouts and things like that. Like I said, unfortunate, but gotta intensify this thing now. And just got to work on these things. Like I said, I mean, you know, my grandma had diabetes. They claim my mom had it, but I ain't never know it till it was on the death certificate though. But I don't know, but whatever, that's okay. So, just got to work on these things. And I will, like I said, figure some of this stuff out on my own. But guess what? Everybody, like I said, this ain't time to be getting sick. Watch your diet, watch the weather. There wasn't no call for no thunderstorm tonight, and for the last 45 minutes, it was thunderstorming like hell outside, raining like they weren't even called for. Like I mean, 2 lightning strikes just went across the window. So I don't know, but hey, look, guess what? Don't believe it. Hey, look, it's Easter Sunday. So I just want to know, will you be resurrected from the dead, or will you be putting money in the collection plate?
Yeah,
By the way, so this week is what? Palm Sunday now. And the lucky number, Frank, is 3. Well, think about this for 1 second. If you want to get your Bible out, Dawson, don't waste your time. I'm just bringing this to you. It said that Jesus was put in the tomb on Friday, and he came out on Sunday, right? Anybody with common sense know that ain't 3 days, man. Come on.
Come on now. Come on.
Hey.
Come on, man. So that's got that.
Well, hell, Jesus the only one that died on. Jesus the only one died on Friday and rose on Sunday. Nobody else. We don't know no other humans did that. I mean,
hey, look,
the book deal talk about people who walked on water.
Hey, look, somebody got the math wrong somewhere in that junk. Oh, that was a big story the whole time. But I will say this, right? So, yeah, he walked on water, and he healed you from the dead too, and all that, right?
Come on now.
I'm gonna be like this. One thing about it, they always tell you, you can go to the Quran, you can go to any other religion you want, and they're gonna tell you, the dead don't know nothing. They're gonna tell you that right there, right? So they're gonna tell you that. I mean, I just tell you, people in religion, just look at me. Let me get on. A lot of people say, you know, the dead. You buried them. Matter of fact, they had a funeral home last week. I think they told some people was putting the coffin in and then just dropped in the ground with the damn casket. Something happened like that, you know. So, but
yeah, they had an issue here with the funeral home. Guy went there to look at check, see what was taking his mother's funeral so long to happen, and he walked in, just bodies on like dead bodies on a gurney and just all crazy.
I heard about
that. And then I think he went to film or somebody else came to film. I don't forgot. And the darn funeral, one of the funeral home people stabbed him.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I did hear about that. I heard about that like yesterday, the other day. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
That's crazy.
Hey, look, I'm gonna say this to you, Dawson. Hey, look. Sunday. You know, hey, look, funeral homes, they need love too. Somebody got to get paid. Somebody,
you know they gonna get paid.
Somebody get paid. Yeah. And look,
wow.
I'm gonna tell you, the collection plate is singing like a fine orchestra.
You better believe it.
Hey, Frank,
you better believe it.
The collection plate is ready, and like Janet Jackson say, it's all for you. That's what she said. If you really want it, right? And they want it all. So
you better believe it.
You know, it could be a lot of food, a lot of gluttony, but hey, remember, if anybody come to you and said he rose from the dead, just tell him, hey, well, if he did rise from the dead, you're gonna have to explain to me why it was Friday to Sunday. because I thought it would be Monday.
Come on now.
And then they said it, and then the pastor tell you, well, you could tell your pastor the same thing if you got the guts to do it. But I know you don't want.
Oh, please.
You don't want to embarrass pastor because pastor, just hate to say it, Dawson, he might be rocking the cradle too.
Come on now. Come on.
He might be rocking the cradle too. So,
there you go.
But y'all take y'all time. Have a good night, though. And look, like I say, watch the weather or watch the spooks, and don't put no money in the collection plate.
There you go.
Yes, man. Take your time. Gotcha.